Destiny of a Great Kingdom.
No.
Stop.
Alternatively...
I think that's copyrighted and we get pulled by the...
No, you're right. It didn't record that bit.
Okay. Alright, so, we're in Low Marsh. We're back with it. If you want the recap, go see the last video. Heading into the Greenwoods. Now, Sibylla, you would be familiar with this sort of area. Mordred, I'm going to call you vaguely familiar with this area. The rest of you, and similarly with Merida as well. The rest of you, not so much. Going into the woods is a moronic thing to do if you're not going to survive it. Same as a layperson is not going to go on a sailing ship into the ocean. Mm-hmm. Would be a death sentence for most likely. So going off the path is probably a thing that you're told from a child, don't do that. With that all in mind, and the understanding that things will happen when you go into the woods, is your general plan going to be to go directly in a straight line to this field through more woodland, or to take a longer route that go along the carved path first and then head north to the battlefield? What would you like to do? You're outside of town. Oh, that's right. Bigby has just shifted into their hybrid forms. They've got a lot more wolf-like.
I did warn you guys before I did it.
Yeah.
Well, your warning wasn't sufficient now, was it?
What do you look like as...
Yeah, give us some vision on that.
Well, I don't think I've changed. Or maybe I've gotten a little bigger, but pretty similar sort of height.
Yeah.
But I think that more like lanky sort of werewolfy thing. Like I can like stand up on all fours, but I'm a bit out crouched, and then yeah. Should I keep the clothes? I think the clothes.
It's going to be a logistical nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I do find the image funny of like, hang on just a second. Stuff. Alright, let's go.
Just all like just like the Hulk. Just like
I'll tell you what you could have, because you're an investigator, you've got disposable income. You could have like tailored like pants and suit jackets that have got like buttons or something along the arms and legs. So even though you get bigger and longer, it's customizing if your body's staying the same size.
Like stripper clothes, just straight off.
Oh, you're just going to cause trouble, aren't you?
Without horrendous image in all of our heads.
I'm still wearing pants. It's okay.
Good.
Yeah, Nick is like on the opposite side of where
Sure.
Bigby is going.
Should I keep the top
You-
hat on
Absolutely.
though? Shirtless, wolf-like with the top hat.
You will see this, right?
You see the
Sniffing the ground.
the one guard who's on placement at the south gate is definitely looking at you and is going to have a story to tell the captain later, but he's not making any move towards or anything like that.
Drusilla wants this done and dusted. She thinks this is all a bit of a ridiculous mission. The only reason she's doing it is to try and get in with the Medicasters. Basically, we should have just burnt them all alive. Or killed them and then burnt them. One or the other. But, you know, if we have to go get a ghoul, we have to go get a ghoul. Mm-hmm. Quicker in, quicker out, get it over with.
Quicker in, quicker out, that probably means heading straight through the forest.
Yeah, she's been living a long way away from people, so although she knows it's...
Give me a D20 luck check, see how your experience has been since you've tried to live away from it.
Probably bad.
This is
I'm quite happy
not
for
a
it.
DC 10 luck check, this is a higher DC 10.
Oh no, that's a what?
Yeah, you've been trying to... You actually...
I'm quite happy that's thematically right.
That's great.
Yeah. As I've said before, the woods are not a good place.
Yeah.
Like, the reason Sibylla manages they're a witch. I think they were a hag in their past life, which gives them an innate connection to that sort of magic. Mordred, you were under the protection of an Rockfey, effectively.
Yeah.
Pretty good way to avoid that sort of trouble. For the rest of you, not a nice time going into the woods.
Yeah.
People who go into the woods don't come back without another scar.
Mordred would absolutely be like,
Of which Drizella's.
I don't think we should go into the woods, especially around these parts. They're dangerous.
Oh, more dangerous than this one?
In far distance, you hear a pack of wolves travelling around.
Drizella lifts back the hood of her cloak and it's hideous, and she's like, A few more scars will make me no different and may give you some more interesting stories to tell. And she pulls her hood back up again.
Upon seeing that,
Mhm.
Nick's on the path on his butt, terrified.
Fair enough.
How did I get caught up with you freaks?
Nick Jones.
Just ignore him at the moment.
Yeah,
Normal
Drizella's like...
He'll change.
so
And, he'll,
Driz-
and absent-mindedly, he'll
Okay,
start
about
scratching
the-
just here on his head, just for no reason.
No.
Not Mordred. Yeah, there's some Mordred.
Are you
No, no.
So-
A guy.
Drizella walks over to Bigby and goes,
Don't judge the art.
so... Do you know where we're going? Can you tell? Or are you just sniffing around for the fun of it?
Sibylla, you would be familiar with this area enough that I'll let you make me a check to see if you know where you're going. You go to the proficiencies tab, which is the hand. Could you please give me a... You've got proficiency in a terrain here. I'll let you make that. So +7 on your roll. Do you want to give me a check? A law skill check is what it is.
D20
Terrain?
plus 7.
D20 +7.
Survival?
I'll let you use your terrain law skill that you have in the list. So
It's just D20
Alright,
plus 7.
I'll do it. I just can't see it. That's
So let me just scroll down for the law skills.
all. 18.
18. Within the 18,
Carry on.
very good fun, isn't it? We love checking these sheets. That's what the voice is doing. Yes, an 18 will absolutely do it. You are confident you can find the kind of paths is too strong a word here, but the sort of game trails, the side tracks, the way through the woods to get to where you know this battle to have taken place. The matron of the hospice would have informed the two of you who were there and pass that on. It would just be of Hilltop Heath sort of place, a kind of local landmark.
Yep.
So Sibylla, you can lead the way if you'd like. There's actually a mechanical turn as it happens. Ryan, can you do me a search of the rules for follow the leader as an exploration action?
Mm.
And send them to me. It'd be lovely.
In the meantime, Mordred would probably walk
I
up
believe
to
that's what
Drizella and say,
Follow the expert. It's on the
follow the expert.
gain expert plus level proficiency bonus to explore checks.
Cool, awesome.
It's on the cheat sheet.
It literally just popped up there.
Sorry.
That's on the full description if you've got it.
I have an absolutely detailed description.
Beautiful. Throw it through Messenger. We'll read it at some point this session. Sibylla. Chris?
Yes.
Sibylla is confident that she could lead the way through the woods if you wanted to.
Yes.
Otherwise, Merida, being a ranger, absolutely, it is possible for you to have the skills to do this. I'll let other people roll if they want to, but your odds of passing are a lot lower because it's just not
We're,
right.
we're heading. Do we have any idea? Like, do we have a vague idea of where we want to go?
Yeah, you're heading northwest. You're heading to the Hilltop Heath, so just a big flat area on top of a hill where you know this fight is taking
Oh, yes.
place.
I know the hilltop.
Yeah, you would go there to collect, daylily, various other herbs and things like that.
Well, I don't seem to be getting this, so
Follow me, but keep up.
okay.
You will start to head through there. What I'm going to need now are a lot of skill checks. No, just 1 or 2 skill checks.
Yeah, I'll be at the back with Mordred having a
Yeah, actually,
mild,
sorry, what I
mild
do need
panic
is
attack.
So are we
Like-
going into the woods?
You're going into the woods as the current course. of
Mordred
action.
hangs back until the last minute possible. He does not want to go into the
I've got Sibylla as first in the marching order.
Nickel will
Merida would probably go second.
That's pretty sensible. Merida going second.
Yeah, I'll go third.
Third for
Mordred does a little prayer.
Big B.
sweating.
Mordred and Nick up back.
Fourth.
Fourth, wonderful. That is a marching order. Good work, everybody. I don't have just a huge map of unmarked woodland, but I should probably get one because you'll be there a bit. In fact, what I can do,
Just use the Evergreen map.
yeah, could
I'll
do.
be right if you hum or something.
Probably.
I feel like you should know the answer to that being as a person.
Depends whether you...
Copyright, so confusing.
Sure.
They can get really bitchy about it. YouTube can get really bitchy about
Only
it.
if it's a
Really?
decent song.
If Mordred's with Nick, he's gonna take his sword out because you got your sword taken away from you.
No, I've got a sword. It's
You've
not
got-
my
you've
sword.
got-
I have a sword. It's not my sword.
I will
You can
take
do
my
shots
sword
in.
and I say, I don't really use this much, but I've heard it's a good sword. If you need something better, you're welcome to use mine.
Quickly look over it.
Nick, give me I'll let you use your martial weapon proficiency, so give me a trained intelligence. Give me a law skill check, so +6.
25.
25? This is a particularly well-made sword. This is, with a 25, this is not just a well-made sword. This is forged. You see, the blade itself is your standard sort of steel. The handle, though, is ironbark, a material found in the depths of the wood from iron skin trees. It's much harder and much lighter than steel. Anything else distinctive about Moradin's sword that you think we've noticed? With
There's kind of a bit of a briar, like thorn pattern on the hilt. Kind of feathers as well.
And you also notice the inscription on the base of the pommel is or was a wyvern curled around itself. Would Moradin have tried to scratch that off, do you think? Or would it still be?
It would probably still be there. He doesn't touch it much.
I couldn't deprive you of such a weapon. That's yours. I'll
If
wait until I get mine back. This will do.
An entirely average sword.
This will do.
Little speck of rust on one of them.
And you'll hear the disdain in Nick's voice because he wants his sword back.
You all continue through. Sibylla, can I please have a nature check?
Sure. 18.
18. Wonderful. Give me a half a second. Wonderful. You see, you managed to make your way through. What I need now, and it'll be the person who is directing, you're going to roll me an encounter check. So while you're in the green woods, this is a DC 5. If you ever visit to the dark woods, which are much further in, this increases to DC 10. Chris, would you like to please roll me a D20? You're leading the way at 5 or lower, and you're going to encounter something on your route. Less and less.
4.
4.
Well, no modifiers attached. That was just a
No
straight
modifier.
D20.
You
Straight.
can use a hero point on this sort of a check if you want to.
Do we
You
want
do
to, or
not
are we
have to.
gonna-
An encounter is not a combat fight. It means you're going to meet something on
could
your
be
travels.
exciting.
Let's
Could be
meet,
good,
let's
could be
meet
bad.
somebody.
I will in fact make a secret check to determine what sort of encounter you can have. So I think that 4, 3, 2, 1, good. With a number on the dice that I'm keeping a secret. You see as you're going along. Traveling through it, you see as you're going through these great enormous trees, truly nothing like what we have in our world. These trees so large that you could very comfortably see a house inside the trunks. Tall enough that the tops are almost enveloped in cloud as the scattered green light comes down, filling the area. As you're going, I would like anyone who would like to make a perception check, please.
It's going to be bad, but I'll roll it.
I thought you'd be good for perception.
Champions have the lowest perception of any class.
Horrendous.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6.
I got a 16.
16,
15.
15,
24.
24.
Perception.
Yeah.
Mordred, you see a kind of tall, dark figure on the horizon, just kind of taking a few steps behind a tree. They're almost cloak sort of shape. They've got this kind of elongated shape under their arms and a very long head out in front of them.
Yep.
As they just take a step behind a tree. Did someone else get a 6 as well, or was it a 16?
Oh, it's a 16.
16. Big B, I'll give you smells and that sort of if you're like down tracking if you want them. The woods are teeming with life out here. You're getting all sorts of stuff, lots of fey, lots of that. There's another thing below it all though. There's this hint of rot in the air, decay. Not just death, but like an old house or a shipwreck, something that's been long abandoned and misused. Just kind of, it's hard to pinpoint it, but it's definitely getting stronger as you're traveling. I heard a 26 from Emma. Anyone else?
Yeah, 24,
15.
sorry.
15. 15, Nick, are you looking for anything in particular or just a vibe?
Just he's like at the very point of fight or flight. He's just scanning everything, panicking.
You see little birds fluttering, then a little taller hawks and eagles, and then above you see a large shadow fly past. Keep going, it doesn't look interesting to you, but something big moving up toward this canopy. And with the 26, you see the ground is starting to increase quite slightly, getting up there. You believe you yourself to be going in the right direction. Far on ahead of you, again at that 26, you see a small, short, very squat man. He has kind of a well-done beard, sort of close cropped, palish skin, looks to be probably a dwarf of some variety. Buzzed, like shaved head, walking with a kind of hiking stick and a large pack on. Doesn't seem to be going with any sense of urgency. Almost looks like they're out on a stroll. It's a very odd attitude to have in this sort of dangerous environment. And as they walk kind of near to you, kind of stops a little ways away, watches you all approaching. Sibylla, you're leading the way. The rest of you still going. What do you do? Chris?
Can someone else lead the way?
Yeah.
Just while I'm trying to, I can't even get my ability scores.
No,
you don't need to. It's just trial and error stuff. Sorry, I don't want to.
Oh, you're copying them over.
I'm doing my best to. I've got to basically re-roll the whole thing. So that's what's taking the time. So
That's all right.
You could just use it on Foundry though.
Yeah, you can just use it
Use
on
it on Foundry.
I could.
You know, when you get the
And then
chance.
copy it over somewhere. We can just do it.
Fair enough.
Alright,
Merida,
sorry,
you're
my
second to the
apologies.
front.
No, you're right.
You see
Something's just throwing me.
Sibylla consults an ancient spellbook tome labelled Technical Issues.
Pretty much.
Merida, you see a stranger on your path here. This is not profoundly strange or unheard of or anything, but it is odd to see travellers out in the greenwoods. What would you like to do?
Merida would probably greet the person with a smile and ask them what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Here's a fun one.
Where they've come from, where they're going, just
Yeah,
small
absolutely.
talk sort of stuff.
Here's a fun one. What language are you speaking? Common is obviously... Oh, sorry, you actually only have Common, it seems.
Yeah, I've only got common.
Fair enough then, you're speaking in Common. You see...
Well, I took something else.
I thought you took Giant, or whatever the Giant one was. Was it? Or am I imagining something?
You go for mine. I think someone took that.
I took Sylvan and Muan as well.
Sylvan, yes. So, what was the other one, sorry?
Muan,
Nuan.
M-U-A-N.
Right, that's an interesting one. Sylvan.
I think it was like an elementals. Yeah, it was the elementals language.
I think it was Earth Elemental, if I remember right, which would have been associated with bears and stuff.
It just says elementals.
There you go. Regardless, Common, you addressed me.
Yeah, she would address them in common first.
You see, they kind of felt they had a little confused. Does anyone here speak Undercommon?
Ooh.
Ooh, no.
Speak Aklo.
Aklo, no, that is Dark Fae. That is not the tongue you want to be whipping out with for strangers. Sorry, not Undercommon, Dwarven.
Nope.
I got Goblin.
Oh, this is going to be a really fun. Languages
Oh,
should
dear.
find under.
It should be in details.
Great stuff.
It's in details.
Languages. You haven't picked your languages, so if you click on that,
We'll
you
take Dwarf.
You have no reason to be
get
able to
4
speak
bonus languages. You
Dwarven.
actually have quite a number of languages. Your city base, I'd recommend definitely Common, Goblin, Elvish would make a lot of sense for you to have. Dwarven is an entirely reasonable choice for your character to have. You do not need to take it, though this encounter is not going to be life-threatening. As for Uncommon, if you wanted to take anything, you're welcome to, though that gets a bit funky. Being an investigator, I imagine you probably
So
have...
is 4 total. How many languages do I have? 4?
Yeah. Yes, you get one more from there. Halfling also the
Aquan, Common, Goblin, and Infernal.
Sylvan or Alco are the other uncommon language we'll look at. You see, they go back. I'm going to go ahead and assume you don't speak Dwarven for this interaction.
No.
As you see, they call back in a language you do not understand.
I
Can
hiss
we-
at them in Nephron. Where are the ghouls?
You see, they take a kind of squat defensive position. They take their staff and cross it in front of them.
Mordred goes
You
like
see,
this.
he calls back, Vishnu McHawk!
I say
Do
very
a
slowly.
sense motive.
Absolutely, you can do a sense motive
I
check. That's it.
very slowly in Necrol. The Ghouls.
So what kind of check do I do for that? Is it perception?
Sense motive, I believe, is perception. Yes. So you're going to do a
So that'll be a
13. Wonderful.
It's perception.
Give me 2 seconds, sorry. I just need to grab something real quick.
And get this down here.
This one here.
It's here. It's a perception ability on the other side. It's there.
I'm looking at something.
I
I can do it. I can do it.
There we go. Did you say 13?
Yeah.
And that's against that. You believe that they're not going to attack you. They are concerned about something speaking Necrol, which is the language of the undead.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
In fact, 13 is not high, but they also have a 0 charisma, so they have no modifier to this. They look like this doesn't look like the first time they've had this reaction. I think there's probably a reason they're having this sort of response. Necrol's an interesting choice of a language. That's the thing that, like, zombies mumble as they're tearing their brains out and that sort of thing.
As I said, I'm very scared and I've been hanging around, like, graveyards and, like, bits of woods. I didn't say it was pleasant.
Do you think there's any large stones, like on the ground or rocks or anything that I could find?
Yeah.
I've got some chalk.
Mhm.
So can I go up to the stone?
Yeah, give me a perception check, just off the cuff real quick.
Don't like that. That's a natural 20.
You go over
24.
to what you at first presume to be a large stone, big tree roots kind of crawling over it, that sort of thing. Push a bit of moss aside, and you see it's actually brickwork molded together. This is very, very old. You even see right near the ground, the side of it looks to be a little window opening there. You see it's probably the ruin of a house once upon a time. You go over there, you have,
I've got some chalk.
You see the dwarf, probably about, we'll call it 60 feet or so away, starts to slowly walk a little closer and repeats to you what they said before. My God!
I'm going to draw an approximation of a ghoul. I assume like a skull-looking thing.
Give me give me a religion check.
A religion check? 19... Hey, that's not too bad. 23.
You're very confident in drawing it.
Okay, I draw a ghoul, and then some, like, dead-looking people on the ground.
Give me a performance check for the quality of drawing.
Can I see a drawing this?
Yeah, you can all see this happening.
Can I just I
Use
lean
one of your hero
over.
points. Use one of your hero
I
points.
lean over and
Yeah, I'm gonna
say
use the hero
in common, maybe draw a Medicaster as well as the ghost, ghoul, dead bodies. Looking for dead bodies and like a
We're just doing
corpse-eating
a charades
thing.
type thing.
Yeah.
He draws that, and then he puts on his face mask, points to the rock, as if, like, we're here to help.
What was that performance check?
Are we
That
helping?
would be a 20.
Oh.
Not natural. With a hero point used.
Nice.
There's actually, this is so convenient for language. I'm sorry. Evergreen. You see dwarf comes up, looks over it, and goes, crack, crack.
No, all right.
Holds a hand out.
To me?
Yep.
I reach out.
The general points at the drawing, smudges the chalk around. The general
I think he means give him the chalk.
Yeah.
takes that and you see starts to sketch quite crudely. Comes out with what looks to be a picture or a crest of some kind as they kind of crudely sketch this chalk dragon. That I'm not going to make a check. At least one of you pick as being the crest of Camelot.
Do I recognize the
Can you show it to players?
I'm afraid that's just a picture I have on
Oh,
my
it's
yeah.
okay.
Rose, it's they draw just the sketch of a dragon rearing up 2 feet forward, wings at the back. Give me a. You've got
So I'll find it.
heraldry law, I believe. Give us a law check.
Alright. Here, I'll pop the Camelot link in the chat.
Oh,
that's 15 on the
I've got it, I
dice,
think.
so how do you roll? +6 for Lores?
+6, so 21. That's definitely enough. Yeah, you recognise this as the crest of Camelot. You also know that it was Camelon soldiers, Camelon being of Camelot, who were at this battlefield you're looking for.
Okay, so it's the Camelot soldiers' crest.
Yes, correct.
So
you see this?
I would kind of communicate that with the party. I don't know what to do though. Can't communicate with them.
You see the dwarf kind of looks you all over. Does anyone here have a charisma score that's negative?
No.
Ooh.
As in like -1?
No.
No,
No.
not even me.
Cool.
I just have a +0.
Yeah, no, +0 is fine.
Charismatic party.
So the dwarf still quite defensive position. They're like squat on the ground, looking for it, but finishes drawing that, hands you back the chalk.
I lean forward. I point at the crest, and then point at the pictures of the dead bodies.
Crack. Rush crack, and points at the ghoul as well.
And the ghoul is Camelot ghoul worker.
Crack.
Okay.
Alright.
Mission on crack. So set mission start.
Crack it.
Taking a few steps.
Crack is clearly an important word in dwarfish.
Crack is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you dwarf lesson. You got your dealing just
Can
I'm
I,
noting that down.
if there's any more space on the stone, draw like a compass with like north, south, east, west, and then ask kind of like what direction, essentially.
Finish.
Right,
Cool.
You need an eye on this
See,
above.
takes the chalk, goes to check the chalk back from you, and begins to sketch something else. It's not a crest of. It's not another Camelot. It's not a crest. It looks to be something tall. Anyone who wants to give me a nature check and see if you can determine what they start to draw.
Nature. 16.
16, 17. With a 16, 17, it's a skull of some
I
sort.
got 22.
22. They begin to draw what's quite clearly a deer skull. As you see at the end, they put big antlers coming out the top of it. And draw that and put an arrow to the middle of the ghouls and the soldiers that you've drawn. And then says to a new word, Bashaba.
Bashaba.
And then draws a little stick figure and takes a hand and goes, Bashaba, and rubs it out.
So someone's dead.
Hands you back the chalk.
I think it sounds like it's kind of like one of those things. Which these guys definitely
Kind of looks you all over. And then
Nick's thoroughly confused.
takes another kind of half step gingerly back, starts making a move as if to leave if no one else has anything.
While
I'll
he's
kind of
doing,
like bow slightly.
while he's doing that, Nick will just rub right here on his head and just
Okay.
and mutter to himself.
Bush Goriki starts to walk away through the woods. Leaving the six
That
of
was
you
odd.
standing around with your drawing of a Camelon crest, some crudely rendered ghouls, dead soldiers, a rubbed out stick figure, and a deer skull.
Do I
So I guess
know-
not one of us can speak dwarf then.
Do I know how to trap a ghoul? Because we need the ghoul alive,
You need the ghoul alive for sure.
even though it's kind of dead. But yes,
Yeah, for
dead,
sure.
dead alive,
Give
undead.
me it's probably religion. I'll also let you give me any sort of athletics check, warfare lore if you have that, or anything of the sort.
No, religion's fine.
Arcana, occultism would also
21.
do well. These all tell you some different things. 21?
Yep.
Your understanding, was that religion?
Yep.
Your understanding of the undead, ghouls specifically, is that they're actually quite difficult to kill properly.
Mm-hmm.
Short of like cutting its head off, burning it, stabbing it through the heart, dismembering it completely. As long as you opt to use non-lethal damage, at least as long as you don't do anything particularly to utterly destroy this thing's body, you probably won't kill it.
Okay.
You might disanimate it for a short time, but the undead don't stay dead long.
Okay.
With a 21 radiant damage, however, good damage, sorry, will kill this thing afloat.
Okay. So
If it's on there.
I say as we're heading up, I say
I actually hate it being called good damage.
I think they're changing it in the new.
the
It's holy now, which is
ghouls can be hard to kill. The undead don't like remaining dead. We must be. They're all talking to each other. We must be cautious not to do too much radiant, holy damage. The risk of actually killing it, which defeats the whole point of dragging us out here. But essentially, subdue it, hopefully long enough to get it back. Don't incinerate it. Don't chop its head off. Don't blast it with holy righteousness.
Right, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Who's telling the ghoul not to do that to us?
The ghoul's going to try very hard to do that to us.
That's kind
Which
of
is
my point.
why I recommended burning all the soldiers in the infirmary rather than coming out here. If you want to ask why we're here, you can ask him.
I'm starting to think I was safer in the jail cell.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely safer in the jail cell.
You didn't keep any mannequins from the jail, did you?
They probably wouldn't give you manacles, no.
I mean, I tried, but
You've got all of your kit by your sword.
If we
So
can
you're
sub-
getting close now.
if we can subdue the thing, we
I
can
assume
just
you're having.
carry it.
Sorry, actually, that's good. You're currently at this stone. Do you continue going forward? Do you stay at the stone while we're having this discussion?
I got some rope that's
I
about
think
it.
I'd probably stay at the stone while we were having this sort of discussion about, we're going to go in there, don't blast it with holy stuff,
Yeah.
don't chop its head off, don't set it on fire.
Good chop its head off.
That's probably more relevant for you.
Yeah.
Like if you the with
Yeah.
the undead, the killing them thing is more just if you make their bodies so
Can I
damaged.
have a biscuit, Chris?
Yeah, open them cheers for that.
That would be too sad.
So, what if we cut its arms off and its bottom jaw off, then it can't bite us?
That would probably be relevant, understanding.
That sounds like an interesting thing to do.
Well, then it doesn't bite us and we don't turn into one of them.
It's a cool way to live.
What was that?
It's
Rose?
already dead.
Why don't we just tie it up?
She's on mute.
Sorry, that was my Alexa telling me to take my meds.
Okay.
You'd last about 5 minutes on the ship, I'll tell you that right now.
Do you continue at the rock? Do you keep moving forward?
Let's go.
As a group? Yeah. Who's leading the way? Merida?
Yeah, I'll
Lead
lead the way.
Merida.
Wonderful. Merida, you
Next to
continue
you.
with kind of the occasional direction from Sibylla, who knows this particular area quite well. As you start to continue forward, you start to get more or less close. It's only 2:30, 3 in the afternoon. It starts getting dark. You see, it's kind of hard to tell where the sun is with the trees all ever present above you, but the kind of dappled green light starts to get dimmer and dimmer. And as you continue going, it's to the point where this isn't like a cloud in the sky or something, it's dusk.
Oh, that's not good.
Upon seeing that, Merida would take out her bow for
That's a
safety
good idea.
as she's leading the way, and just turns around to everyone and says, and just keep your awareness of your surroundings.
Was that before or after I shit my pants?
Preferably before.
Do you have a torch in your
I
inventory?
do,
Can you give me the light distances that does, if you can see it easily? If not,
20-foot radius
beautiful.
and dim light to the next 20.
Wonderful. So 20.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I've got a torch as well.
Yeah. As you continue, assuming you don't turn around, as you, it gets darker and darker until it is well and truly the dimness it would be at night.
Okay.
It is oppressively black on you. Without a torch, you're going to have a very hard time of seeing.
Yeah,
Dark light
I'll-
or low light?
Low light.
Okay,
Yes.
because I have natural low light vision. Just
So do I.
My apologies. Sorry, the distinction. Hang on, just check
Yeah,
really
just
quickly.
for that
It's different.
difference.
I've got my light vision as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be dark light. So
Okay,
you need
cool.
dark light vision to see which, like dwarves get, I think, but not many other people.
Oh, I can get it as a feat.
yeah, same.
Yeah, I think you can get it at high levels, but otherwise not much. Mordred, you light a torch. Anyone else light a torch at all?
Yeah, I will.
Bigby, you light a torch.
And I'll pull out my water.
Nice. You're Warhammer 1 or 2-handed?
I'll try to stay between the two torches.
Awesome. You continue, and it becomes truly the darkness of night as you begin to approach the hill. Does anyone? You're quite close now. Before you get to where you're going, does anyone want to do anything while you're traveling? Awesome, one-handed. It's fine. Then you just can't do it. No is an entirely fine answer. I'm just offering very quickly.
Can I draw my shield? as
Yeah,
I'm walking?
that's the sort of stuff that. So,
I have my sword.
sorry, yeah, we're about to do. We're sacrifice narrative for the sake of these here. You're about to enter combat. Combat in Path. Chris, can you hear me all right? Awesome. Combat in Pathfinder, 3 action economy. You can do 3 things on your turn. Movement is an action, very important. Drawing a weapon and raising a shield, also actions.
I will keep my torch and raise a shield.
Yeah. Because
Draw a sword.
being surprised in Pathfinder doesn't come with as many negatives as like a surprise round, a lot of the stuff built into there is the idea of you're surprised, you need to pull your weapons up. If you're going somewhere you think you're going to fight, I'll assume you draw your weapons out. Raising a shield, not the case, however. Doing that is going to slow you down because you need to be up and guarding every turn.
Right, yeah.
So you'll be moving at 2/3 your speed.
I'll just draw it.
Yeah, you presumably have it like tied to your arm sort of thing, but like the mechanical raising of the shield is an action, that sort of thing, so to do that you need to move slower.
And then I'll walk next to whoever's squishiness to kind of...
Yes, current marching order I've got you in is Merida, Sibylla, Bigby, Drizella, and then Nick
I'm next to
and Mordred.
Drizella, so I'll just kind of...
I'll
stand
move
next
up
to her.
ahead of Drizella.
I'll slink back.
You'll slink back a little. Sure thing.
Or a little.
Wonderful. And with that, we're going to enter into our first combat out of the camp. Chris, you might need to double tap on your token to get your sheet back up. Just like double click on it, but it should work hopefully.
That's okay, I've already imported it now.
Oh, wonderful. So you're all good?
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. I'll get you to close that Foundry link then just because it will slow me down a little while it's open.
Right.
But no stress. Alright. As you all approach the heath, you actually can see a little bit more than you might think. As you see the lingering remnants of campfires and braziers and this war encampment, what's left of it, lingering in the dark. You see the ruins of a trebuchet, some upturned catapults, and skulking on the ground you see a number of dead bodies of what were once soldiers, with several parts missing. It's an ugly sight indeed.
Do any of them look alive that we can see from here?
Anyone who wants to can give me a perception check. In fact, sorry, everyone give me a perception check. This will be your initiative.
Cool.
That doesn't mean we're about to start murdering things, but it does mean...
Dirty 20.
Just hold fast on those numbers for a second.
Where do I find? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we'll chuck them individually. Choose one.
Do you have 0 to
No, it's based on your perception.
Yeah, but if he's
Oh,
able to
based
set
on
perception,
perception, yeah.
So yeah, initiative indeed in Pathfinder is perception based. You can use other skills if you're doing something when combat breaks out, like if you're running towards someone, it might be athletics. If you're hiding, you'll use your stealth check. If you're trying to like get the drop on someone, like pretending to be an ally and stabbing in the back, it might be deception or performance, anything like that. But generally, it is just looking for danger. Alrighty then, let's chuck some stuff here, chuck some stuff here. Yep, and I will go here. Alright. Some of this is equipment stuff, so don't stress too much. Sibylla, what was your perception check?
20.
20. Merida,
17.
17. That speaker is so nice, I can actually hear Rose. Big B,
20.
20. My tiebreaker says Sibylla goes first. Nick Jones,
15.
15. Mordred,
8.
a little louder.
8.
Oh no.
And Drizella,
18.
That's our tank.
8.
Yeah, I guarantee I'm always going to have the lowest initiative. Mine does not increase at all.
All right.
We
Now,
have
this is
replaced
not.
David's.
We're not strictly in order, initiative order yet. I'll allow you to act more as you like, but just in terms of make a perception check.
He just doesn't realise they're going into a battle.
He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, we're doing this now. Cool.
Sibylla, actually, let me do a check.
My perception goes up, but that's a Magus thing. Plus, I plan on putting a bit of points in wisdom.
Yeah, I'm going to give feet to give me some initiative because
If I think it's impressive initiative,
incredible.
I'm taking level 4.
Um,
I'm taking expensive spell strike first.
Mordred and Nick, you don't see this. The other 4 of you, see in the middle of the battlefield, kind of between the shadows of these 3 torchlights, a figure hunched over one of the bodies. And you see as it you see as it notices you're approaching, turns, and everybody sees these 2 glowing eyes just looking at you from the darkness. This sickly lime green piercing through the night. You see from the kind of ambient light they shed out, you can see that this thing has got its hands in this dead soldier's chest as it pulls out its heart and kind of puts it into its cloak. What would you like to do?
Nick is going to rub the other side of his forehead.
Mhm.
He's been rubbing just here and just here, the 2 spots he's avoiding. He rubs it and he says something that one of you's going to understand. He's going to basically swear under his breath, but then look really confused.
Interesting.
Are we in initiative
He just
right now?
So you're not strictly no.
he just swore an infernal. Doesn't know how he did it.
How far away are they?
So you're not so much in combat initiative tile stuff yet. They are about 85 feet away.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can't even go there.
No, so they're quite a distance away on the field. You could definitely let me streamline this a little bit. You can yell at and speak to them. You can ignore them. You can draw your weapons. You can run away. Some of the things you can choose to do.
Mordred's going to be an idiot and probably try and speak to it.
Yeah, what do you say?
Yeah, we need to harvest your organs. Stop hurting them. We're here to help you or take you down.
You see a voice comes as if someone's standing right behind you, whispering to you, as you hear what seems to be a woman's voice saying, "This one is already dead."
This time, Nick swears common.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Does everyone else hear it, or is it just Mordred?
To you it sounds right behind your head. To you it sounds right behind your head. Each of you hears it as if someone is standing right directly behind
Nick will
you.
immediately turn around.
Look around,
How
nothing.
far away is this thing that we're shouting out to?
85.
You all heard that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sounds like standing right behind your head.
Does it seem like it's coming from the group, or?
Give me a. So this thing is in pitch darkness. You see, it takes a little. In fact, as you're kind of standing there and you're talking, you see other green lights similar to what you presume to be this thing's eyes, scouring around the field, start to fly through the air and return to it. As the light expands, you can see just from the ambient light.
Oh, that's not
this
creepy
is
at all.
no goo.
That's not creepy at all.
You see standing in there someone in a hooded cloak with a deer skull and great antlers.
This is the thing the dwarf was warning us about.
Great glowing eyes as the many other whichever's return to it as it looks out over the field.
Can I determine if it's a fae?
You most certainly can. What I think you'd like to do mechanically is determine what sort of creature it is.
Yeah.
Can you please...
Because I have a lore in fae.
Yeah, this will be a secret check. What's your modifier for... What's your modifier for Fae? Actually, sorry, I can actually see it on the character sheet rather than me having to ask you everyone individually.
Should be +6, I think.
Sibylla, I'm going to do a secret check for you.
Lord.
Fun thing with recall knowledge, I don't know if I've mentioned this rule system yet. Whenever I make a secret check, it means that I might give you fake or misleading information if you roll.
Oh, no.
And you don't know what you've rolled, which is the fun bit.
I like that. That's really good.
It is.
It's a fun mechanic, but oh no.
Yes,
It stops
it's
metagaming.
mean, but it's fun. Alright, so Merida is going to make a secret check to determine this thing's creature type. So here's what you know. This isn't a ghoul. Very bare bones, that sort of thing. You don't believe this to be Fae. Fae don't tend to act like this. You think with the glowing lights, this is likely some sort of elemental being.
Can I call out to it in elemental?
You
In my
certainly-
elemental language?
You certainly can. Remind me the name of that language really quick.
Muon.
Muon.
Muam.
Yeah, sure.
It's just the general elementals.
Yeah, what do you say in Muon?
I will say, why are you here and tormenting these poor souls?
As I speak Aquan, do I pick up any of that? Because Aquan's a derivative of it.
I don't think that's how it works. Can you send me the language rules really quick, if you don't mind? But I don't believe it has dialects in the same way it does. You say that you see the eyes as it turns its head a little in confusion, and you again hear it whispering that horrible thing in the back of right behind you. As you see it says, "Your language is foreign to me."
This is not
Did it
in that
say that in
language.
common?
Here's the
They're
thing.
not dialects.
Yeah, they're different.
They're just distinct.
Here's the thing. Now that you're thinking about that, while you have the chills of a whisper behind you, you're not hearing this with your ears. This is a notion in your head. You suspect this is not speaking so much as this is some sort of magic it's using to communicate.
I really hope everyone's as creeped out as I am right now.
I'm going to
This is freaky.
start mouthing in common, but sending as a message.
Yep.
So I can send 120 feet.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
the skulled hooded figure is certainly 120 feet. That's your target.
so yeah, I'm going to try and target. We need a ghoul. We mean you no harm.
It can reply with message, yeah?
Mm.
It replies using the message that we sent, not the telepathy, so just you. I am done with this place. Have what you would. They may fight back. You see with that, they hold out their hands with their cloak and begin to rise into the air, and then at quite an astonishing speed fly away.
Drizella waves. They are done here. The ghouls are ours if we want them.
I'm glad we don't have to fight that thing. Holy shit.
Did it create the ghouls? Did it kill these soldiers? Do you know?
No idea. But the ghouls are ours and it's not going to get in our way.
Drizella, exclusively to you, I'll let you do a sense motive check if you want to
Yeah. Can do.
see its relationship to the ghouls in the way it said that.
Yeah. Sense motives perception, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Nat fail.
Nat failed. No insight.
Meh.
Might have done, might not have done. It
Yeah.
wasn't really speaking with the tone.
Yeah.
Fair.
It says there are ghouls. It's done here. We can have them if we want. Let's find a ghoul. Let's kill the ghoul, but not actually kill it. And let's get it back. Subdue the ghoul.
I was about to say, I think the word you're looking for is incapacitate.
Meh. Whatever. So long as it comes back and I get my job and we get out of this forest.
Can we heal those people?
I
Yeah.
think they're dead.
Not these
People back
people.
All those people. They're probably dead too. By
I
now.
just set them on fire. Well, exactly.
Mordred looks incredibly sad when you say that.
Sibylla,
I would
Big
agree
Big,
with you entirely.
you two have rolled a high enough initiative.
Oh, thanks, but you look a bit dead yourself.
That you can actually see
Looks can be
ghouls
misleading.
nearby that are trying to hide.
I certainly hope so.
So you can see they're staying away from the light, but these horrible, emaciated, thin figures, they definitely were human, just skulking around in the shadows. Most of them having bones and such in their hands. They're just gnawing on incessantly. They don't seem to have noticed any of you yet. None of you have been particularly loud or noisy. You've walked up quietly. Sorry?
Do they look armed?
They don't look. They're not carrying weapons necessarily, but these things have got monstrous fangs protruding from their mouth, dripping in saliva. They're terrible claws, and even without making a check, you know that the people who are in hospital, I assume one of the people who mentioned this, are there because they've been bitten by these things. So you can presume that these things have means of attack.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to be aggressive towards any of you yet. You assume they've probably noticed you, given that the skull figure was talking to you and that sort of thing, that you want them not to have. They seem content in what they're doing.
Are there any bodies nearby?
The nearest one is just in front of you here.
Okay.
Is there a ghoul munching on it?
No, there's no ghoul near that body you can see. We have a map for this. Because this is our first time doing combat, position map won't be super important. It'll be flexible.
How close is the nearest one?
The closest ghoul is to your southwest and is 40 feet away. You can see it skulking in the shadow. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. It's in the dark, so you can't see that one. So the closest one is over here at the very edges of the light.
Okay.
Skulking. It's over a dead body and just like cracking ribs, sucking marrow. It's a terrible roaring sound coming from the direction.
Let's go.
Sibylla, you are the first to act.
So how far away is it?
So you know there's a ghoul over here, which is... Sorry, let me get the number for you. It is 85 feet from you, so it's quite a distance. This is quite a large space you're in. So, Sibylla, so some things you might want to do, this is first combat, so it'll be pretty chill with everything. If you want to attack this ghoul, you're probably going to want to cast a spell or use one of your cantrips. That will probably take 2 of your actions. You may also want to move, which will take another 1 of your actions. Alternatively, you might want to spend this round to get in a good position, so you're not going to move once or twice and take cover. Taking cover being another action. You can position yourself behind some, fallen debris or something like that. What are you thinking? Offensive, defensive? You can also just hold your turn if you don't want to go right this second. That's okay.
So I get 3 turns, so...
Yep, 3 actions. Casting a spell costs 2 of them usually. Just about everything else is a simple.
Mm-hmm. I'll move
That is 1.
25 feet towards that creature.
25 foot straight towards it. 25 foot. You don't currently have a torch lit.
No.
So 25 foot is going to take you about to here, which is far enough into the shadows that you vanish from the rest of your party. You have 10 foot, I believe. You have low light vision, so you can see in this darkness for 10 feet around you. And then obviously you can see the ghoul here and this sort of thing. If you move much further through this pitch darkness, you're going to have to make a quite easy reflex save to avoid getting tangled up in roots and thorns.
Has she left the 40 feet of light from the...
From you, she has.
Okay,
Yes, she's been just over 40 feet.
I'm going to use my 2 other parts of my go to cast Ray of Frost at the ghoul.
You use 2 actions to cast Ray of Frost. That's an attack roll, I believe.
Correct.
Wonderful, give us a go.
That's 19.
19. What does it look like as you cast this Ray of Frost spell?
Well, from a perspective, if I was one of everyone else in the team and they saw
Yeah. This
about
small little gnome
about
just
2
in
feet
corner
off the
of
ground,
shadows.
start to see this, icy blue, like Elsa type thing, and away goes the icy blast, and straight up,
Flying through the shadows. Give us some damage.
pretty much.
Ray of Frost is
Let it go. It's 8 damage.
1d4, wasn't it? 8 points of damage.
Correct.
Wonderful. And that is cold type, I believe?
That is cold damage, correct.
Full.
Well, it didn't have to be a genius to work that one out. Ray of
That was
Frost.
a guess, not a memory thing.
Look, it could be
honestly,
like
that was me
chill
trying to
touch.
remember if cold was a damage type in this system.
Necromancy, yeah.
As you see it flies off, hitting this thing in the side as it turns to you and just lets out this hiss at the shadows. It seems very angry. You see, at that point, after you strike it, a number of the other ghouls also all turn. You hear a lot of scuffling and shuffling within the shadows. That's 3 actions. That's you done. Bigby, you are up.
Okay.
You know, there's a ghoul here that's just been hit. You hear a lot of scuffling around the place as well. An action that will probably be relevant for all of you in this kind of shadowy secret sort of fight is the seek action, which is you get to make a perception check to try to find a specific thing or sense what's immediately around you. That is one action.
How far away am I?
You are you're probably 90 feet, I believe it is.
Okay.
Yep,
I'll
90
do
feet.
just my full action movement, so 75 feet.
75 feet. So you don't currently have you do currently have a torch. I'm so sorry. Which means you can do that. No consequences at all. You move 75 feet through the darkness. You are 10 foot away from this ghoul.
Cool.
That is your turn done. Drizella, that is you next. Again, 95 feet away from this ghoul.
Yeah. I'm going to seek on one action.
Yep, for sure. Are you looking for a particular enemy? Or are you wanting to
I'm basically trying to make sure we don't get jumped.
That's a very good thing. So seek, you can either go like, I want to look for like the nearest ghoul, or you can go, is there anything in
Anything within 30 feet.
Yeah, it'll be larger than 30 feet, but yeah, give me
Right.
a perception check.
13, 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
30, 20. That will absolutely do it. You can see that over here, you've got a torch on, so it should be in the light. It's just outside of the range of the torchlight, but I'll let you see anyway. Just at the end of this, what is a decraying trebuchet, catapult, sorry, a ghoul is crawling along it, trying to sneak up on all of you, but you're able to spot it. It is 35 foot away from you.
35 feet.
Correct.
I
I got something for that.
Merida, you're on deck, just by the way.
I'm going to cast with one action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast guidance
Yep.
on who's near me.
Who's near you is Nick and Mordred.
On Mordred.
Yep.
So guidance works slightly differently. So you get a +1 to one attack, perception check, saving throw, skill check, and you choose which one you want to use your bonus before you roll it.
Wonderful.
So that's my second action, and then my third action, because it's only one action for guidance, I'm going to cast it again on Nick.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's a cool little maneuver there. Just
That's
lots
really
of
good.
guidances. Drizella points out the thing over there. Guidance spells. You all feel the strength and battle prowess of the faceless soldier. What exactly that means, we'll delve into later.
Yeah, it felt a bit shivery. I mean, it wasn't a nice sort
I
of...
can't imagine like a
empowering.
touch from Drizella is a pleasant experience. I dare say it's fairly cold.
It's like having a cold shiver, I'd put it down to.
Yeah, but they were the two look most scared.
Merida, that is your turn. You can see 40 foot in one direction. There is the ghoul on the catapult trying to sneak up. In 85 foot in a different direction, there is the ghoul that Bigby is running towards that was hit by the ray of frost. What would you like to do? 3 turns. 3 actions.
First of all, Merida would ask, is there a specific goal we're looking for? Or just any goal?
Speaking is a free action. As with D&D,
Yeah.
so
How about
Yes,
you?
that was
would accept that.
Gisela.
How about you help Bigby? I'll keep that other one of these two. I hope.
Oh, hold on. Just trying to find what's the range of the short bow.
Range of a short bow, I believe 80 feet definitely should be.
60 foot range.
She just didn't move
So,
forward.
can you find me the rules for shooting weapons past their range? I don't know what it's called mechanically, unfortunately, but you do actually have quite a bit of extra range on that 60 foot. I think it's a -1 penalty every 5 foot, but I could be mistaken. You can, however, what's your speed, Merida?
25 foot.
Oh, awesome. So if you take a movement action, you can move in range and then shoot without penalty if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Awesome. So you move 25 foot forwards, skulking along the ground. Take your short bow, -2 for every 5 feet.
For each additional increment. So it's -2
Oh,
for
cool. So it's
60
-2
feet.
for the next 60 feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, you'll just navigate the -2 rather than taking the shot with penalty. You walk forwards there, take out your bow. Would you like to take a shot?
Yes, please.
Wonderful. You use your second action to take a shot at the ghoul.
Yep, I rolled a 17 on the dice and I have a
That
Plus
definitely
6.
hits with a 17 on. Oh, actually, sorry. What do you roll exactly?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23. That is a hit. You fire off an arrow, give us some damage. Now, remembering that you don't add your dexterity damage to that. Oh, it'll say it all in Path Builder if you're using that.
Would this be considered prey that I've hunted?
No. So as a...
No.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Rose. I'll let
No,
you
it's
correct
fine.
on this. What you'll probably want to do as a ranger is take an action to stalk prey before you attack it. That lets you deal
Okay.
an extra d8 of damage, I think it is, but
I'm pretty sure it's just a d6 at the moment.
Yeah,
Oh no, it is a d8. My bad.
That's not bad.
Read that as a d6.
it's pretty good. That is your first... I think that's your first attack of a round only, but we'll deal with that.
Yes, it is.
Cool. So yeah, so
Yeah.
you clock this thing, you look it
It's
over,
a chop on
you
damage, that's
recall what you know about your prey. Let me just check. I don't think you need to do anything to declare it prey. I think it's just an automatic ability. Feet, hunter's edge, wit. Oh yeah, cool. And then you also get some bonuses. Oh, cool. So you get +1 against your AC when you declare something as prey, so it's harder for them to hit you as well. That's great.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, so that's part of because of your subclass you chose. You
Oh,
know
that's
more
cool.
about them. You can lie to them better, intimidate them better, hide from them better, and avoid being hit by them.
Well,
So
that's cool.
yeah. So damage.
Yep. Decent. Sorry. So am I rolling the d8 or not?
You absolutely are. Yep.
Yep.
You'll use your first turn to move, your second turn to stalk prey, and your third turn to attack.
Wow, I rolled double 2.
Is that just 4?
Yeah,
That's all right.
sure is.
4 points damage. It doesn't bring this thing down. You get an arrow off into the side of it with a decent hit. That is
Yep.
3 actions. That's your turn done. Nick, that's you up.
So that one's 35 feet from me?
Do you have low light vision?
Yes.
Then you can see it.
And you've
Yes,
got
it is
+1 if
30,
you need
30 feet from where you are.
30 feet. So if I move 25 feet, I'll be within 5 feet.
So it's actually on a catapult above you, so
So-
you'll be in melee touch range, but you won't be able to shove it.
No, I mean, I'll be able to attack it.
Yeah, you'll be able to attack it.
Right.
Just get a
Okay.
little bonus to its AC. That's fine. You move up, you see, you look up this thing, grabbing onto the ruins of this trebuchet, looking down at you, a bit of spit dropping down onto your shoulder.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
And what'll happen is he'll see the spit drop down, and you'll see him like visibly panic for a moment because he's never fought anything undead before. Got no idea what he's on, and just out of sheer blind panic, he'll stab forward with his sword. As he's stabbing forward, though, a small bead of fire will erupt right at the tip of the blade, and it'll grow, and it'll become like a little ball of fire right at the tip. I'm going to use a spell strike.
Wonderful. That's a double action, I believe.
That is 2 actions, yes.
Wonderful.
And I will be using the spell Scorching Blast.
Nice. Give us a.
I thought we said not to burn me.
And you can +1
yes,
Oh,
so
yeah,
on whatever you choose,
Yeah,
but you
no,
have to decide
that's-
before you roll.
That's what Big B's
Yeah.
one's for.
yes, this
This
will,
is a
will,
panic the magic just kicked in.
Damage this beyond use for medical purposes, just so you know.
But it's a panic. Oh crap! And my magic kicked in.
Mhm.
That is. So I get to use my attack roll for this. That is a 21 to hit.
21 to hit will hit.
Just a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Very little has an AC.
That's very good. So initially, we will start with 11 points of piercing damage.
11 on a short sword.
Longsword.
How do you get 11?
1d8 plus 4.
Oh, you got a strength weapon.
Yeah,
Cool,
strength
cool,
weapon. I'm strength.
Yep.
Plus 7 points of fire damage.
7 points of fire damage. That's
And it'll be like a sudden burst of just fire erupting in its face.
Oh, yes, and that's your first level spell slot.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And you'll see Nick visibly...
Sorry, how much fire damage?
7. 7 points of fire damage.
Wonderful.
And you'll see Nick just, stare up at what he's just done, and he won't physically do it, but you'll see, the mental processing from just his body language. He's just shit himself. He's
It's a will saving throw against the fear condition.
It
This
is
is one of your fears, so
it is one of my fears.
You'll have
That
a
was-
disadvantage misfortune effect. The other part of misfortune effects is you can't use hero points to counter it.
Okay, so it's just a will save, yeah?
Yep. will
Too
save.
bad.
With the worst of 2 d20 rolls.
Worst of D20. 16.
16, that'll pass at this level. You don't mechanically get frightened, you can still be scared.
Oh yeah, he's still scared, and he'll won't move, but he'll kind of stumble back a couple of steps, and he'll be like, "What did I just do?"
You see, this ghoul is not dead, but is badly injured. It's got smouldering, bits of it coming off.
He'll even look back towards Drusilla and did I just do that?
Drusilla hisses, "Which bit of don't burn them did you not understand?"
I didn't do it on purpose. I don't even know how I did that.
Just don't do it again.
I don't even know how I did it the first time.
You see to the
Drusilla's
south
just
another
pissed.
ghoul running
Drusilla
towards you,
arms
and
her bow
lights
on her first turn for next
here
round.
somewhere. It is. Should be- yes, there it is. And Mordred, at the end of the line, that is you.
Hell yeah, it's my turn. Okay, so am I within 30 feet of that ghoul?
Of this one,
Yes.
the burnt and dying one, you are, I believe. Let me just
And you
check.
have +1 if you need it.
Yep.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Am I within 15 feet of Nick?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. My first action, I'm going to raise my shield.
Mhm.
And then my second action, I'm going to demoralize the ghoul.
You have me half a second while I do some raise and shield stuff.
Sitting there half naked, gnawing on a bone. I don't think he has pride issues.
No.
For sure.
You'd be
Wonderful.
amazed.
You raise a shield. Awesome. My automation for that works, which is very helpful.
Yeah.
You're going to attempt to demoralize.
Attempt to demoralize.
Wonderful. Is that a roll or a save?
It's a roll, so I'll use guidance on that.
Wonderful. So you add 1 to that intimidation check. That is against its demoralize against its will DC. Yep. What did you roll for that?
Oh, come on. Jake.
You've got a hero point.
You know what? Just for funsies, I'm going to use my background thing here to roll again.
Awesome.
Which means you get to roll something again in the future. Just because it's fun. Natural 20.
So
Let's go.
Wonderful. So what's the result of that?
25.
20. Wow. So a 25 would have crit in and of itself, because it's also a natural 20. That's a double crit, which doesn't do anything. It's just wild.
It's just, yeah.
How do you demoralize this? What's the actual thing you do?
There's kind of a slight flicker in his eyes of almost like a white glowing light. And he looks at it and he says, "Good people are going to die. I wouldn't harm you, but it's necessary."
The demoralization is guilt tripping, and I love it.
We're here for it.
Drusilla's
hit
just
points
like...
left. It's been demoralized. So, fun fact, opportunity attacks are a very special mechanic. You don't have them by default, just so you all know that. You see this ghoul looks absolutely freaked. It's going to turn tail and run. It will get its turn before you go on and chase it. What to though?
No.
But
Make
it
him feel
turns
really
around,
bad, though.
I
begins
mock
to
your value.
start running. You have turned it.
He watches him.
No.
Raise
I mean, a
shield,
little bit.
demoralize. You've got one more action left. What would you like to do?
It's run off.
I'll just move forward a little bit so I'm closer to...
Define forwards for me.
So I'm.
Towards you or towards...
If there's any way that I can get within 15 feet of all my allies, but I don't think that's possible.
You can't do both. You can get within 15 feet of Sibylla, Nick. You can get within the four
those
of them,
three?
I think.
If I can do that, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
15 feet?
Yeah.
I'm afraid not. They're about 20 foot away, so you can get two of the four. You can get these two or these two.
I'll get those two, considering the ghoul is next to the...
These ones?
Next to Nick, yeah.
Sure thing. You go take a defensive position in amongst them.
Just holding my
Shield is raised, so that'll give you more AC throughout the round.
Yep.
1, 2, and 3, that is you. Congratulations, everybody. You've surrounded your first round of
Can I ask, what are these here again? I know one's the ghoul.
Now let's get to
One's the ghoul.
that's a ghoul, that's a dead body.
And this?
That's Big Big.
Oh, Big Big. Okay.
Yes. So it's
Sorry,
very
I was
dark.
just trying to
and
understand who's what.
it's difficult to make it night without making it pitch black.
I think because we're just,
I'll turn the top lights.
I think because we're just not familiar with our characters and who everyone is yet.
I'm
Yeah.
quite happy with the hero.
Yeah.
Because I can't really
Oh,
tell
right,
the
it's
difference
with the
between you and Merida, except for the size of the
Who
thing.
decided that my character had red hair as well? I didn't even make
No,
that
you can
one.
retcon
You
that.
sent me some art with red hair.
That was just a Google image search and that happened to have red hair.
What did you say?
I'm happy to be a blonde too.
It would make it easier to distinguish between
The
everyone.
ghoul's
Yeah, yeah.
turn. Alright, Big Big.
Oh, that's right. He's
You
right.
have the honour of being the first person attacked by a monster.
Yes.
Big Big, what's your AC currently?
17.
17. I love it. This ghoul needs to use one action to close the gap between you. Bit of a shame of a waste of action. That's all it's got. It's then going to make an attack at you. First with its claws. It's going to make 2 attacks on its turn. Goes in with its claws with 25. That's a hit. What did you say your AC was? Sorry?
17.
17. Wonderful. Hit, not a crit. That is 13 damage. And then you can make me a full... Sorry, I'm so sorry. 3. I was looking at 2 numbers at once. 3 slashing damage. As you see, its claws shrink into your flesh. Yep.
Just on the demoralize, critical success results in frightened 2 rather than just frightened 1.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Good.
You
Thank
scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's leaning. It will
Okay, cool,
otherwise.
cool. Yeah.
You've effectively killed it with that move. It's not coming back. 3 damage from that. I need a fortitude save, please. Against the paralyzed.
That'll be it.
24 easy. You see this horrible dulling, not even dulling, just coldness spreading through you like the grave, but you fight it off. Its second attack, which is going to take a penalty, we'll get to that in a minute. It goes for 17. Is there,
That's my save.
that's right, see, meets beats, so same thing. So that does get a hit as well. As you see, it brings its teeth into you. Ooh! 7 damage.
Ooh. I'm gonna get over there.
Max damage roll. And I'm going to need from you another fortune save.
That one is not so good. That's a 10.
That's a 10. I'm afraid that's a failure. What I'm going to need is for you to remember you failed. Can you make a note on your character or something? Somewhere we can refer to times long past, times far ahead. Failed ghoul save. Or something to that extent. As you see, its teeth bite into you and this chill passes through you.
Right.
With its slimy, fleshy teeth. That is its turn, done. That is it. Then this one goes.
I've been doing half the damage. Taking up my HP and pissed me off.
Yeah, that qualifies as rage. That qualifies as rage.
Nick, the ghoul near you, runs away.
All good.
It just bolts 90 feet. It's out of the picture, skulking and burning. So you can smell a car going after it. You are 1 point off finishing it, as it happens.
I'm sorry that I stole your
No,
skill and made it run
that's
away.
fine, that's fine.
Yeah, we're doing strict XP leveling here, so I'm afraid that is not going to count for the level. Sibylla, that is
Nick only meant
you.
to stab him. And the panic
so
caused the magic surge.
The
I'm running
ghoul
like a
that's
wild
over
magic
there,
sorcerer to begin with.
if I was to move my 25 feet, how far would that be? Make it away from that ghoul?
That is a great question. If you want to move your 25 foot, you would be, the closest you can get, is give or take 30 foot away from it.
30 foot. Okay, that 30 foot is good.
Wonderful. So you're going to take a movement action to get closer.
Correct.
Wonderful. You're within 30 feet.
And then I'm going to cast Acid Splash.
I believe that will also hit your ally, won't it?
Oh yes, and nearby creatures.
Yes,
Sorry, I
that's
shall
all
not. I shall not cast that.
You think about it for a second, and then see Bigby taking these claw and bite attacks from it as he's trying to kill it. Maybe not the best maneuver.
Maybe not.
Perhaps.
I shall cast Phase Bolt.
A wonderful spell.
Directly, obviously, to the ghoul. Which does 20. It's a spell attack of 21.
Spell attack 21, that's a hit.
And then a damage
Ryan, can you get me the rules for familiars, please?
5.
I'll save them this time. 5.
5 damage.
Wonderful. This thing is looking beat up, but not yet dead.
Is it meant? These things meant to be certain damage types? Like it doesn't say.
So their untyped damage does exist in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you'll just do damage.
What
Okay.
did you want specifically for familiars?
Do they act on their own turn, or no? If you just send me the familiars link for like archives and deckers, I can probably get it. But do they act on their owner's turn or their own initiative? 'Cause if so, there's another
Minion
person.
trait.
Oh yeah, sorry. The other thing in combat for you, Chris, is your familiar also exists in
Yes.
these. Shan, the black cat. Shan acts on their own initiative.
Yep.
They get 2 actions per turn, no reactions, and they can't act when it's not your turn.
Yeah, so they don't get reactions. But so if you spend an action, you can give them 2 actions. to
Your
do.
minion acts on your turn in combat.
Yeah.
Once per turn.
We're all good. They can't attack.
Yep.
So it can help you out. It can do help actions, meaning if it does a check, you can get a bonus to attack rolls and that sort of thing, but it can't directly attack.
And or cast spells. And you're like,
Yet.
Yeah.
High levels will be able to do that sort of stuff, yeah.
okay.
So it goes on your turn, if you wanted to. I'm going to just stick it next to you for now. I need to find a good bit of art
Really
for
know
it.
they
Squeaky Black Cat.
Do much.
1 action movement, 2 actions attack, that's your turn done. Yeah, probably can't do a ton just because you're level 1, but it can like grab equipment, it can, do a few bits and pieces. Big B, that is then you. This ghoul in front of you, after that hit from the face bolt, it is pretty badly hurt.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Okay, so I am going to first of all rage.
Love it.
So that's 1 action. 2 additional
What's the
damage.
beach look like?
Basically, I think his fur will get a little spikier, and his muscles will just get a bit bigger, and the veins will pop out a little bit.
Love that.
Classic, like all the hairs on the neck raising up. It's like,
And the hat will go up.
yeah.
So then he's going to make a swing with his warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a 18 to hit.
18. See that one go sails through the air and connects with the head of this ghoul.
Nice. And that will do
Could we get some combat music?
Oh, it's on.
Oh,
it's
cool.
just
That's
fine.
alright. My hearing's not fantastic.
that'll do 13 bludgeoning damage.
Shall we turn that on?
Wow. That is a hefty hit for level 1. You
That's so good.
hammer to the head. You see the neck turns. This thing is not dying, but you terrible noise. Sorry, it's dead, but it's not destroyed.
Yeah.
On the ground, poof, definitely out of it. I'm assuming that was non-lethal. Sorry, not non-lethal. I'm assuming you're not wanting to like ruin this thing. You're wanting to take this one.
Yeah.
Captain. Wonderful. It's done. You can, it's an item now. Effectively, you can.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
action was attack. One action was raid. One action was attack. You've got another
Oh,
one you can use to pick it up, throw it over your shoulder, sort of thing. If you want to throw it over your shoulder. Wonderful. You have that. It will.
I got one!
Yeah, that's the guys.
Wonderful. Drizella, that is you. You can see there's no ghouls immediately near you, but you can see in the light over here there's one, and a little ways away, another one here. Yes, there's one here, and and then a couple of the shadows back here. So there's a lot coming towards you. That will be, by the time you hit your next turn, will be on top of you if you don't do something. What would you like to do? Stand and fight, or you can have a ghoul. You can all start to run if you want. In which case, we'll turn this from a combat scene into a chess.
Yeah, so Drizella basically goes, "Get out now, get out," and starts to move away. I don't want to, so I'm going to move 60.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to draw my bow staff with my third action.
Love it. You pull the bow staff out, ready to go.
So you're ready to run away.
I'm ready to.
starts to retreat.
I've started to retreat, but I'm not moving my full 90.
Yep.
I'll move back 60 and wait for everybody else and move back in again if you're all stupid and stay there and fight ghouls.
Merida, that is your turn.
We need
You can
one.
see there's no ghouls on you right now, but there are a bunch. There's 5 of them coming in quickly. Digby has a ghoul, which is what you were here for. You could stand and fight, or you could start to retreat and head back. What would Drizella has started to withdraw. What would you like to do?
Merida would reply to Emma's character's name.
Drizella.
Drawing a blank. Drizella. If we leave the other girls, will it not just leave the same issue?
Drizella, I'm not going to make you roll. You've got a great thing on ghoul information and ghoul fever earlier. It absolutely will cause more spread of disease if you leave these things alive. Whether you reveal that is your business.
We've not come to save these. We've come to save the ones at the hospital. We need one.
Or
Merida, it is your turn. I'm going to need some actions.
Okay, so where are all the ghouls that are coming towards us?
So within their turn, they'll reach you. They probably, in fact, they won't get an attack. They'll have to use all 3 actions to get there, but they'll be like on top of you by this time next round. So in 6 seconds, they're going to be here. Distance-wise away from you, they're about 70 feet or so, most of them. So you'll be taking. You could charge forward and make an attack without penalty. You could take a shot from where you're standing with a small penalty if you want to keep your action economy up.
Okay. Now, I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
So when I'm hovering over the hit +6,
Yep.
it comes up with attack 1, attack 2, and attack 3.
Certainly does. Let's talk about the multiple attack penalty, a crux of Pathfinder's combat system. So, if you hit something once while you're fighting, standard sort of thing, you use your general modifier. Your second attack, you take 5, and your third attack, you take 10. So, hitting something 3 times, usually not worth it. Now, if you're using an agile weapon, that drops the penalty down to 4 and 8. But yeah, so that's your.
Wait, I'm
multiple-
confused. Because it says, like, our attack 1 is +6, our attack 2 is +1, and then our attack 3 is -4.
Yeah, so your attack modifier is 6. When you make the second attack, you take 5 from your 2 hit penalty, so it goes to a +1. Then you take
+1.
another
Okay,
5 on your next turn, so it goes to a negative thing. So you're subtracting what
Yeah.
it does. When you get to
so
really
then
high
negative
levels,
4.
you have like a +20 something to hit, so you'll always have a
Yep.
positive even on your third attack.
Spell strike, recharge. Spell strike, recharge.
So yeah, so if you stand there like a turret and just get off 3 shots, the first one's likely to hit, the second one might hit, the third one probably won't hit unless you roll really
Okay. Cool. I just wanted to make sure that it was, like, per round, not, like...
Yeah, so it's per round. I don't
Okay,
think
cool.
any of you have an attack reaction yet,
I
but
do.
they... Oh, cool. Reactions ignore multiple attack penalty.
Okay.
Most
not an
of the
attack,
time.
sorry. Just, yeah.
No, so you'll have reactions.
Yeah.
I roll. Just one second.
So yeah, that's basically, the more attacks you make in a round, the less efficient it will be.
Okay. Merida would probably move back 20 foot.
Uh-huh. That's one action.
Yeah. and then she would hold an action to shoot at the ghoul that comes near her, or whichever ghoul comes into range first.
So you can absolutely do that. If I might make a suggestion, or rather ask a question, why are you waiting to do that? What's your thought? So you can see them; they're definitely charging towards you. You've not backed up far enough to be out of their range. You can absolutely wait if you want to, but there's not much that could happen between your turn and theirs.
Okay. Because Merida would want to stay and finish the rest of the goals off, because she would want to not leave any more issues for the town. Like, they've already been through enough. So if there's something that the party can do about it, then
absolutely.
she would
you've just
try and persuade the party to stay and fight.
You've just seen your party members take down 2 of these ghouls pretty easily. This isn't an unwinnable fight. This isn't even a particularly difficult fight. If you want to stay and do it, you absolutely can. If that's what Mary wants to do, might I recommend, instead of backing up a little bit and holding an attack, either doing a couple of attacks, or you can take some cover if you want, which will give you a little bit of protection if they attack you. But moving...
I'll probably just do some attack.
Yeah, awesome. You've got your... yeah, sure. You'd like to attack one? The closest one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you want to use your hunt prey feature as well? That lets you...
yes, please.
Awesome. So you...
Yeah, because it's a different prey. So
you get that as many times as you like. So first action, you hunt prey. Second action, do you want to do an attack?
Yes, please.
About 20 feet. Also, and this goes for everyone, do tell me if I'm on the wrong side of helpful information versus telling you what to do. That's where
I'm using one of my hero points, because that's in that one.
Yep, that's a pretty good reason to use a hero point. Though, mind you, you can still hit with a nat 1 in this, which is nice. It's hard to do.
Oh, that went all the way under the circle. Okay, that's too
It's the royalty-free version.
Like, we just won't go that extra note higher, so we can stay in the clear.
That's a 12.
That's a 12. I'm afraid that won't quite make it. You see, you pull back your bow, take a shot, but it does not hit.
Yeah.
The arrow flies a little bit to the left.
Alright.
That's your second action. You can make another attack if you like. It'll be with a penalty.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep. Otherwise, the other thing you might find useful to do. Let me check something real quick, rules wise. No, there's not a ton of use to doing that right this second. An attack's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll just take another attack. So that's an 18 to hit.
18 absolutely does. You fire off a shot, even with it a little way outside your comfortable range, you still manage to hit with that 18. Arrow.
And it's just a d6, isn't it? I don't get the precision.
No, you do get the precision because you've used your that's your stalk prey feature that you took with your first action.
This is good.
Alright, okay,
Range
I'm
is
going to
a
have
really
a bunch of
good
dice
class.
to get in the morning.
Very proud.
That's better. 7 damage.
7 damage. You do quite a bit of injury to this. You see, you get it right in the leg. It kind of starts hobbling as it's running towards you. It's that little cry of anger. Nick Jones, that is you. Drizella has gone to leave. Merida seems to be staying to fight. What you do is your call.
Okay, so Nick will stand there dumbfounded with what he's just done.
Fair.
Like, he'll look like he's in a blind panic. And suddenly it looks like he's just hit this moment of complete calm. Like, his expression goes blank, his eyes become hyper-focused, and he goes into this, like, combat stance that none of you have ever seen him do before. And it'll be like the residual flames from the last spell he cast sort of swirl around his feet, climb up his body, and kind of breathes it in. I'm entering my arcane cascade.
Lovely.
I'll also recharge my spell strike, which is the second action.
Yep, you recharge spell strike.
And my third action will be to...
Hang on just a second, sorry. To recharge your spell strike, don't you need to cast your conflux spell? Or is that...
No. You can do it by just doing using an action to recharge it.
Wonderful, and that's 5
And-
damage on your arcane cascade. Hang on, I'm supplying bonuses and
As
stuff.
it's an evocation spell, I just get 1 force damage on my next attack.
1 force damage. Alright, wonderful. So arcane cascade is your first one. Recharge with the second, third action.
I will ready a strike when a ghoul gets in range.
Yep.
Because I couldn't move far enough to hit one, so I'll wait for it to come to
You
me.
couldn't.
Ready takes 2 actions, I'm pretty sure.
Ready, I believe, does take 2
okay.
actions. Yes. You're also 100 feet away from the ghouls, so they won't make it to you on this turn.
I'll move forward 25.
I was going to say, I'd recommend either going 425 or, if you prefer to, you
I'll go
might
forward-
find
forward
it
25
useful to...
Does everyone want to spread?
Nope, yeah, cool. You're going to go forward 25, did you say your speed
Yep.
was? Wonderful. Nick, running forward, putting your life and limb at risk to take care of these ghouls.
Just to point out how many are left.
Nick's entire
You can see 5 other ghouls.
Nick's entire body language has completely changed.
1, 2, 3,
He's gone from like
4.
a nervous little piratey dude to just a warrior.
You can see 4 other ghouls.
Okay, so they're all in the light. None of them are near us.
That is correct. However, you see, it is
Uh-oh.
this ghoul's turn as it starts to run.
Oh no, it's probably
You're right at the end.
Very
It can
Oh, wait.
get to Merida. It can get to Sibylla. It can get to... Cool. It's going to go for Sibylla, I think. You see, just bounding on all fours, running through the shadows, this ghoul comes up to you. Can't attack you on this round. It has to use all 3 for movement actions. Spit slobber coming out of its mouth. It is looking rabid and hungry. Mordred, that is your turn.
Okay,
Zella has backed up 60 foot. The 2 of your other companions have stood to fight. What would you like to do?
to begin with, Mordred's going to look at Drizella, who's running away,
Mhm.
and he's gonna say,
I'm moving quickly. I'm not
"Tactfully,
moving quickly. I'm just like, come on, people.
You can run away if you want, but more people are gonna die if we don't kill them.
Ugh.
It's your choice, but I'm gonna help them. And then I'm going to use enough of my movement to get... Where can I get the most people within 15 feet of me?
How much movement do you have?
I've got 2 actions worth of stride, I guess. Oh,
Sorry,
as
what's your stride?
25.
25?
Yep.
15 foot radius. 25, 15 foot radius. Goodness me. Hang on.
Sorry, I just can't really
No,
tell
it's
based
all
on...
it's quite difficult to. I'm on the 25 stride can get you to. I think you can get 3 of them.
Okay.
They're 20. You're probably only going to be able to get Merida and Nick within 15 feet if you can stride. It's quite a large field.
If I use 2, could I...
So the issue you've got here, if you use 2, you could get. 15 radius. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, 15
15
radius.
there. Yeah, you can get 3 stride. Yes, if you go here,
Yep.
you can get Merida. Come on, work with me here. Work with me here. You can get Sibylla, Merida, and Nick all in 50.
Yeah, perfect. And that's just one of my strides?
Yep, that's 1 stride.
Okay, and then I'll raise my shield and
There's second action.
I'll just say, stay close, everyone. Because everyone needs to stay 50 feet of me, please.
Nope, that's definitely the wrong button. That deletes it. Let me try again. Shield, items. Raise shield. Yes.
Ah, thank you.
Your shield is up. Stride, shield raise, third action.
Oh, I didn't... Oh, yeah, that was just talking.
I was just talking, there's a ghoul here if you want to do something with it.
Oh.
Got anything ranged?
I do, but I'd have to
Have a
take things
think.
out.
I read that wrong with Arcane Cascade. It is the same damage as the type I use on the spell, unless it's not a damage type spell.
Can I ask
Yeah.
you,
Demoralize is always a good move.
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
try
yes.
it.
with normal non-cantrip spell, like a level 1 spell, can you only use them once per long rest?
Indeed, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll demoralize as my
Oh.
last action then.
I've already blown my first level spell slot.
Okay.
I've only got 1. Just blew it.
I don't think that's going to be very good. It's going to be a 13.
13, I'm afraid, won't quite cut.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is that one.
Woodruff tried to repeat what he did earlier, but it doesn't really have the same impact.
You see, it seems to. It looks like it's heard this before. So let's remove that one. All right. You see the ghouls all start to run towards you. 60 feet, 90 feet. That one does this. This one's going to go 90 feet. Also, Merida, you see the one that you took a shot at, runs up to you. It can get to you in... Now, you're just too far away for it to get there fully, so you see it has to use a third action just to get within reach, but it's readying an attack. The third one is gone. Hang on. And the fourth one, 90 foot. Wow. Which idiot made this battlefield so wide and large? Sibylla, that is you. See, you have a ghoul right up next to you. Sean is next to you.
How far away is the one that Merida is got up?
Or probably 15 foot.
Okay, cool.
25, sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast Scorching Blast.
Wonderful.
So that's...
Same spell I used.
Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, so one shot to create it, and then I'll get another 2 cracks at it. Because one thing to create it, and then you can use...
If you're concentrating on it, you can do multiple blasts.
Oh, I love that. It's like flames and stuff.
Yep.
Ryan, can you check for me the rules on ranged spells against a melee opponent? I think it's a penalty.
I think there's a penalty. Yeah, there is a penalty.
Yeah, could you work out for me what that is? I think it's just -2.
We'll have a look at that for you.
You know that. Actually, I might be on the level board. Attack roll?
So I did it to 2 of them. One rolled a 10 and the other rolled a 25.
The 10 misses. The 25 hits, might crit. Have you got anything near it? If not, I'll just make the roll now.
-2.
-2, thought so. Second one hits, but not crit.
Okay.
So roll 1 lot of damage.
I actually like the fact you know advantage and disadvantage.
That's it.
Doesn't really exist. It's very.
Oh no, hang on. 2d8.
It's fortune, misfortune, which is. I think you can concentrate on that to another. Yeah, maybe it's yeah, that's 2d8.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
So that does 5 damage to whichever one.
5 damage to the one that's coming into you. You see a solid hit as the fire engulfs it in, spreading light around the battlefield. Big B, that is you. You've got a raging, you've got one slung over your shoulder. I'll tell you what I'll let you do. Either you're going to have a -3 circumstance for attacks while you're juggling a weapon, a ghoul, and a torch, or you can just drop the torch and use a hand hold.
I think I'll drop the torch.
That's a pretty sensible.
Yeah, and then I'll
Sibylla's fighting a ghoul, Merida's fighting a ghoul, there's a bunch more coming, one there, one there. What would you like to do?
I'll run up to Sibylla and attack that girl.
Yeah, sure thing.
That's the ghoul, or you're calling me.
That does not quite get you into Moradin's aura.
Yeah. So was that one action?
That's
Yeah,
yet
so
one
charisma?
one strike to get into the ghoul's
Yeah,
range.
cool. And then so I'll make a swing. That is probably not going to hit. That's a 12.
12 does not afraid you, so you go for the lunge and you see as it's burning on fire, it moves to the side out of the way. Little smoke shape you sort of arrow through, but no damage. You can take your second attack if you want. You can take the second attack if you want to. You can do something else with your third action.
I'm going to try to buy this one.
Oh, lovely.
What's an unarmed strike?
An unarmed strike you'll have in your proficiencies. You'll have unarmed strike as one of them. You're probably trained in it, I imagine. Sorry, up here, unarmed strike, you are trained, which means you add the same thing as with your weapons.
Strangely enough,
+7.
as a magus, I'm trained in
Well,
arms.
sorry, not +7 because it's your second attack.
I can channel
Plus.
spells in my fist and punch with them.
I am too, so I guess divine justice.
That's good. That's really cool. 6.
Unfortunately, no luck for you this
Scorching
round.
blast.
Going, hammer swings going for a bite. These things are quick on their heels. You missed. However,
Curses.
hold on, hold fast. I might be mistaken. Let me check something real quick because.
I got 2 4s in a row. Oh no, it was a 5.
Threatened is a thing in this. Flanking equivalent. Frightened areas.
Oh wait, these hero points.
Yes, you
You
can.
can use a hero point.
Haven't
Use them all,
awarded
lose
any
them.
in a while.
That's much better. That's a 17.
17. That's more like it. You get a bite against this ghoul.
Okay, yeah. That is a deep approach.
Probably default strength.
Crap, I should have used the hero point before.
Yeah. Gotta use them.
I forgot
I'm
about
going to start using them. I've got sort of 3.
Use one earlier.
You gave me disadvantage.
What are other ways for us to get hero points outside of session?
Jesse's meant to be
I'm
awarding
fond
them.
of chocolate of all descriptions.
Tim Tam dark chocolate with peppermint.
Oh, Tim Tam, yeah.
I've already given my customary 2. What do you think I'd bring the Tim Tam again?
How much? 4.
4 Tim Tam.
Don't you have a plus 4 strength? Mark?
Huh?
Don't you have plus 4 to your strength?
Yeah, but it doesn't say anywhere that I get that to my
Should be
to
plus.
my thing. It just says a D4. So
Oh, cool. It's probably just a d4 then.
Yeah.
Strength and spells.
Jaws
Agile.
deal 1 D4 piercing damage. Attack the agile finesse and unarmed traits.
Yeah, there you go.
People help
Rolling
themselves.
What were the traits, sir?
The agile finesse and unarmed traits.
Oh, so because it's finesse, you can use dexterity, which means you.
Okay.
No, sorry, you still don't add. You don't add to
With
finesse.
the
weapons.
agile, you don't take the
Because it's
penalty.
agile, the
But
penalty is only.
If it's an unarmed, does that mean I get the strength modifier? Or
Yes. Strength modifiers for everything that you attack.
No, not for stuff like bites. Let me see what my thing auto does it as. Jaws. Yeah, I have your Jaws damage as a D10 plus 6. So plus 4 from your strength, plus 2 from your rage. I don't know why it's saying D10 though.
Why shouldn't
We see.
it's actually with rage it's half because it's a finesse. It's an agile one. So it's only plus 1 from the rage, but then my draconic rage gives me another plus 2, so that gives me plus 3.
Okay, cool.
And I rolled a 1 on the dice.
Oh,
That's
so
why. That's why it's
your
four.
with your animal instinct gives you a D10 jaw attack.
Oh,
If you want to use that instead of your
an animal instinct.
if you in regards to your class feature.
Yeah,
not
no, I
very-
think that might be that might have been the old version that I had.
Oh, what did you spec into instead for barbarian?
Which one? Where is it?
It'll be level 1 class features. You went dragon instinct instead.
Yeah, because that's what gave me my breath weapon. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Cool. So you don't have that.
No.
All right. Cool. So yeah, then it'll be.
Yeah, it's just
I do think it's plus. Cool. Okay. Cool. So 4. Not 5. That's all right. Because your bite is and you hit air, so this is negative. It's because your bite is agile. You want to attack with agile weapons first on your
Yeah,
turns
okay.
because it reduces the penalty for your next attack.
Yeah.
4 bite damage. This thing is looking bloody and beaten. Drizella, 60 foot back from the rest.
Yeah. How far away am I from the one?
Fighting Merida or Bigby?
That one.
one?
Yeah.
You are 60 foot plus 60 foot, so 120 foot exactly.
I'm going to move in 30.
Moving 30, you're 90 feet away from it.
I drew my bow staff on my last
Turn, sure.
turn, so I'm going to use it as a ranged weapon on that one to the west,
Go for it.
within 80-foot range. So
80 foot range, so
Yeah.
minus 2 penalty because it's still 10 outside of your 80 foot range. We'll scrub that.
oh right, yeah, okay, that's fine. So that would be plus 5, so that's 21, so minus 2, so that's 19,
19 hits.
and 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing damage. You bow staff. What is? Are you throwing that like a spear, or does it have a projectile?
It's got you can use it as a staff, as a melee weapon, or it's got like a wire that you can, almost like a big hooked fishing rod,
Neat.
kind of,
Yeah,
as a
you
ranged
kinda swing
attack.
the thing around.
Yeah.
Whip
Look at
it.
it. Hit this thing. with
Yeah,
it.
it's like a whip staff. Yeah.
It's not down, but it is hurt. movement, attack, you've got an action left.
Where have I moved up to?
20 foot, one of your speeds back from where you are now.
Yeah. So, how far away is the one attacking Merida? I might attack that one as well then.
80 foot.
Yeah, I can attack that one as well. Then it's one attack action for my bow staff.
Wonderful, go for it. Don't forget your multiple attack penalty.
Yeah. So that is 10. So it won't be +5. Well, it'll be plus 0. So 10.
10, I'm afraid that misses.
Yep.
So you hit near it, but not all, actually.
In the spirit of the occasion, can we dub the attack Ghoulish?
Oh, I love it.
Merida, that is you. You've got one ghoul in front of you that you've marked as your prey, snarling, sneering, and ready to attack you. What would you like to do?
Is the deal if you want to change weaponry? Is that an action?
So you have your short bow you've been working with? Was that right?
Yeah, I've also got a sword.
Wonderful. So your short bow is only a one-handed weapon.
Yeah.
So you. Oh, hang on. The bow rules are weird. Give me 2 seconds. It's an action to change between weapons. So you can use one action to change between
then
your
I
short
will
sword.
change from my bow to I have a bastard sword.
Yep.
I'm going to use it as a two-handed weapon.
Lovely. You draw that.
So that's a D. Sorry, I need to D. It's not a hit. That's only an 11.
I'm afraid an 11 will not.
Hey, Emma, can you use your whip staff to
Okay, and I will try again.
Ghoulish to tie up?
Go for it. Don't forget the
ghoul?
minus
No.
attack penalty.
Alright.
Oh,
I have
that's a
rope
9,
now.
so never mind.
I'm
11
afraid
did the
not.
job too.
Now, so that's 2 attacks you've done. Taking your third, you're doing minus 10. You're probably not going to hit.
Efficiency and lassoing.
Well, wasn't it an action to change weapon?
How are we gonna
My
get
apologies,
this
it
thing?
was. That means
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
If you'd like,
Yeah, I've got rope.
give me 2 seconds to check something.
Mm-hmm.
What you might want to do in the future, or I'll let you retcon your last attack if you want to.
Yeah.
Especially at these sorts of lower levels where you don't have a lot of modifiers to hit, you're probably better off taking a skill action instead of 2 attacks. So you might want to try and trip the ghoul over, or shove it away, or you
Yeah,
could...
I'll try and trip it over so that it's knocked prone.
Yeah, that's exactly what will happen.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to hit in the future. So you'll
Okay.
want to make an
Can I
athletics...
retcon my last attack then to do that?
Certainly can. You'll want to make an athletics check.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Nice. That will...
Actually, sorry, that's a 19.
19. It was reflex. 19 just manages to do it. As you see, you take your sword, kind of hit it in the ankle sort of thing. The ghoul is knocked prone, which I believe makes it flat-footed, amongst other things. Let me just check something real quick. Yep, flat-footed. Yep, so it's going to need to waste some of its action to get up, and it's easier to hit. A decent bit easier to hit for anyone who goes from it from now.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so that's probably good. That's probably good advice for everyone, which is that 2 attacks, you don't have the best odds of hitting, especially at low levels,
Okay.
without means to do that. So it's probably worth some skill actions. You can either do that by looking at the list of skill actions you've got, or you can say, I want to do this, and I will work out what the action is, because there are a lot of them. Speaking of actions, Nick Jones, what are you up to?
Is there a ghoul?
There's a ghoul right near you, fighting Merida on the ground, 20 foot from you.
I
15
will
foot from you.
approach said ghoul.
1 action to move into melee range.
Yes. Then I shall... Hang on, let me have a quick look at something real quick. Okay. I will strike at the ghoul.
Mm-hmm. Before you do that, do you have something planned for your third action?
Yes, I do.
What were you going to do?
I will let you know in a second.
Alright.
I'll use a hero point for that. That's much better. That is a 27 to hit.
Ooh, 27.
Damn.
Why can't I roll?
27 will...
It was a natural 20 as well. That's why.
It's a natural 20?
Natural
Oh,
20.
cool. Let me know when you roll those.
Natural 20.
Wonderful. That is a crit, so roll your damage and then double it,
Okay.
including your modifiers.
That's what I want. That's the piece I want.
So you bring your sword down on the stool on the ground, stabbing
That
into it.
is 16.
16, that is enough to finish it off. It is dead.
I love it. I've already
Third
got
action.
things.
How far away am I from any other ghouls?
The one fighting Bigby is 30 feet.
You're next to me.
Yeah.
You're in the road.
I
Yeah.
will approach it.
Yeah,
I'll stride
you
over there.
use one more. What's your stride speed?
25.
Cool. You go over to it. That is your turn. Its turn next. It's
Oh,
gonna-
sorry, that was 17 damage. Because Arcane Cascade.
Is Nick within 15 feet of me?
Nick is not anymore.
Okay, yep.
That ghoul you approach is going to go. It's going to attack Sibylla, I think.
Mhm.
Yes, it's going to attack Sibylla. Sibylla, what's your AC?
14.
14. So it goes in for the first attack. It's going to miss. Goes in for the second attack. I'm so sorry. Agile weapons. Penalties attached to them, not the other weapon. So you want to attack with your agile weapons second, if you've got 12 on the claws. It misses that as well. As you see, it just rolls. Oh, I get to roll advantage because of your thing, don't I? Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
what was
on
it just
something
against-
I roll in the future. You can
I can give
you
you
can make me
disadvantage.
reroll. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Cool. Ghoul comes in, misses. It's just not doing its
Went
best.
too high.
Mordred, that is you. There's one ghoul here surrounded by 3. There's another up here, one
Yeah.
here, and then you can see another one. You can see a couple, like, I don't know, dead bodies.
I might as well
I think that's about
get into the fray there.
Mhm.
Can I use a stride action to move?
The one everyone else is with?
Yep.
Sure can. You want to do a stride into melee range?
And then I'll use an action to draw my weapon.
Uh,
Because it's free to drop the torch, yes?
free to drop the torch.
Yeah, and then I'll draw.
Can also hit with the torch if you want.
No, no, I don't want to.
Cool. You drop torch, pick up sword.
Yep.
Dropping weapons is a free action, one of the few.
And then he'll say a little, I'm sorry, and then he'll reach out and try and hit it.
Go for an attack.
Jesus Christ, why can't I roll at all?
Use your hero point.
Oh, yeah, why not? That's worse. That's way worse.
Take the higher of the two when it comes to hero points.
Okay, 6 plus. Where is it to hit? Sorry, I've just lost. Oh, plus 7. That's going to be a math. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, 13.
So you can also never mind. Just give me 2 seconds because I'm sure there's rules for flanking stuff when there's 4 people surrounding one attacker. I'm sure there's bonus to that of some sort. Flat-footed. You would think that would make something flat-footed. Flanking rules. You're flanking a flyer, blah blah blah. Creature. Wielding a weapon. Yes, flat-footed. Okay. What was the result of that? Sorry.
13.
13. Because it is flanked, you do hit.
I do? Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah.
So
Finally some damage.
make contact.
Um,
Could be really mean here.
8 damage?
8 damage. That is enough to finish this one off. With a truly
Oh,
team
no.
effort on attack from everyone.
Is it dead?
It's undead. So
Okay, okay.
these things aren't really alive.
Yeah.
It's if you want to, you can like cut its head off and it'll be disanimated.
No,
It
no.
won't come back. Otherwise, you can just pretty much shoot
Is
dead
that you were
down.
meant to bring a live one back?
Yeah.
Yep, Big B's got the live one.
Oh, you've got a live one.
Yep, Big B's got a live one.
We do want to make
How did
sure.
you
shoulder.
get it?
But you bring,
Sorry?
sword in
How
the
did you get
in the
the
chest,
live one?
out again. This thing
Well,
breathes on the ground.
it's
and goes still.
dead, but
Mordred
not like
feels really bad.
Okay.
Even though
Like, so
it's
we just
destroyed.
had to not.
Yeah.
We just had to not kill it.
Thank you
in a
for-
certain way.
clarifying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah.
I
So
bashed the shit out of it.
life is a much more technical thing in Pathfinder. The undead aren't ever alive, but
Yeah.
what you can do is destroy them
Okay.
with like radiant damage, fire, decapitation, that sort of thing.
He still won't destroy it.
Yep.
He can't bring himself to take that extra step.
Fair enough. All right, back to the ghouls.
I mean,
Oh, hang on. Yeah, that was your third
Should
action.
we just get out? What are we gonna get?
Well, they'll hurt more people. That's the reason.
Ghoul's going to run up, use a dash action
Yes.
to get to Nick.
Yes.
Nick, what's your AC currently?
No.
14.
No. Reaction. Finally, I get to use it.
Reaction. What's your reaction?
I'm going to use Weight of Guilt
Mhm.
as it tries to hit it, so it gets to choose either to become enfeebled or deal no damage.
Wow, that's a good reaction.
That is awesome.
That's why I want to use
Do
it.
you use a resource for that?
Nope.
Wild.
That's my whole class.
Enfeebled. You're clumsy and take a 10-foot minus 10 10-foot penalty to speed. Oh, that's encumbered. Enfeebled. Success penalty. What's strength enfeebled?
2.
Enfeebled 2. Okay, cool. Or deal no damage. It's going to take the enfeebled 2 rather than nothing at all.
Yep.
That reduces it to a 14, which I believe is a miss.
14 is my AC.
So I'm
So that
afraid
is
it
still a
does
hit.
still hit.
It's a nice try, though.
Good maneuver, though. That is
Call after
a
that.
that is a hit. Can I get a fortitude save from you, please, Nick?
You certainly can. 42.
Fortitude.
Eyes work. Oh, holy shit. That is a natural 20 for a 26.
Natural 20. Good to know.
Good to see you back, Dren.
And 5 piercing damage.
I get 5 pieces of damage.
Its second attack is going to go up against you as well. That is. Hang on, that's not right. Oh no, sorry. No, yeah, it should be. Oh, I see. Yeah, cool. Alright, 18 on its second attack. Can I get another fortitude save?
Sure can. 18.
18.
It's still enfeebled.
Oh, it's still in
Yeah,
How
it
does that
lasts
last?
until the beginning of my turn.
Wow.
Which is
Damn.
why it's better off being
Wow. That's
Wow. That is
I
amazing.
was wondering what your class gave you. That's
Yeah.
cool. So that's a resource based. I mean, a reaction based.
Yes. Yeah.
Wild. Strength based.
It's kind of punishing because I can take can't do a lot of things, but
strength based
That
damage
is-
as well.
That is
I make it
amazing.
enfeebled.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. You up your hit points by 2 because it also reduces its damage.
Damage. Oh,
So that
wow.
reduces this
Yeah.
thing's attack, DCs, damage, and athletics checks. Just
That's amazing.
That reduces this attack to a 16, which still hits,
That still hits.
and reduces up your damage by reduce your damage by you up it by 2.
Oh,
Up to by
actually,
2.
it's even better. It's until the end of its next turn.
Oh,
Sorry.
that is nuts.
Why am I doing this manually? I can actually just do conditions in this thing. Mordred. Actions, reactions. Is that Glimpse of Redemption?
It is, yeah.
Wow, enfeebled 2.
That is amazing.
Nice.
I can also make it stupefied if I want.
Hang on, let's add that to the place. Okay.
So I'm ready for my damage.
Okay, cool. And now you take 3 points of damage. Also piercing damage. Excellent. Incredible.
That is an amazing reaction. I love it.
Right, that one
That is
dead.
brilliant.
Uh,
They need that in D&D. That is nuts.
one more
Yeah.
ghoul. Can't get to anyone in one movement.
I like the idea for
Is going to get to
champion
Bigby
being
using
like,
2
don't
dash
harm
actions.
or get punished.
Yeah.
And
You
then
took a
go
swing, my
for
friend. Ha.
a
Eat this. It's so cool.
claw attack at Bigby. What does that reaction look like to you?
Oh, thank you. I really wanted to describe that. It's kind of, for a second, his eyes flash white, and he's wearing a cloak with lots of embroidery on it, and there's this thread of gold, like gossamer spectral thread that shoots from his cloak to the creature, and its eyes glow for a second, and it'll get an image in its mind of what will happen if it attacks Nick, and the bloodshed that might ensue.
I love
So it's like we're connected.
appealing to its better nature.
Yeah.
You're guilt tripping a ghoul.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I like it.
That is really cool.
It is called Weight of Guilt, so...
It is good. I like it.
You see the ghoul comes
And here I was
running
saying,
into
I
this
think
distraction.
a burst of
Other
fire
thing just
exploding.
jumps in the air and
That's
just
cool.
latches onto your throat with a critical hit, dealing 10 points of slashing
I
damage.
should
I'm going to need
Stop that
another fortitude save from you.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. He's going to drop something else now.
That'll be a 20.
Wonderful, that is a pass. Alright, Sibylla, we're back to you.
How
there's-
hurt are you?
I'm very hurt. I lost 3 health.
We've got this ghoul here that is currently biting into Bigby's neck. We've got this one here that's looking quite weak and weary, and 3 dead bodies. 3 dead ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I shall cast a spell. Just a quick one, just on mechanics.
Mhm.
With a feat,
Yep.
does a feat take one action or one of your actions to
Depends on
do?
the feet.
Okay, if I was to cast Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle dazzle.
So this
Give
one
him
I
the old
think
razzle
here,
dazzle.
Oh, that says how many turns.
so that's actually a free action.
Oh, free action.
Free action. Quite uncommon, but yeah,
You can just
free
do it
action.
whenever
so
you
do it
want.
however much, although you can only do it
Once
an
per hour, but
But you
still.
can just do it. It's also, and it's hundred. It doesn't have to be your turn either.
Ah, so it can almost be a defensive mechanism.
You can just do it whenever you want.
Alright, cool. In that, I shall use a
The
spell.
old razzle dazzle.
Give him the
Um,
old razzle dazzle.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm just looking at what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost against. No, I'm not going to cast Ray of Frost. I'm going to cast Phase Bolt against this one here attacking Jesse.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, Big B.
Wonderful. It's not flanked, so
That's a 17,
17. That's a hit.
which means it does 5 damage.
5 damage. That's 2 of your actions. You've got 1 action left. Some of the actions you might find useful to do. You would be pretty good at doing a feint. Only works for melee weapons, I believe, so that's not super good for you. Here's your intimidation skill.
Always recall knowledge, maybe?
Doesn't give you anything in particular when you're actually in a fight with because you've done the ghoul stuff already. You know what these things you do.
Yeah.
Pretty alright with that.
There's also aid, maybe? That you could...
You could absolutely, Aid's actually a good one. So you know Bigby's about to go next. You could try to give Bigby some help.
How do I do a help action?
So help action, you attempt the check that Bigby's going to do. So presumably Bigby's going to attack on this turn at some point. So you can make an attack, any weapon attack roll you like.
Yep.
And you're trying to hit a 20. DC 20.
Okay. DC 20. Is that just a straight number?
And so you'll add a melee weapon attack.
Oh, okay.
I think I don't know if this is right, but for now I'll let you use your spell attack roll.
Well, I've got a melee attack. Oh, I've got +4 to melee attack.
What do you have for spells?
+7.
Yeah, use your spell attack.
Okay, so that's a 22.
22. That beats the DC. You can successfully aid. You throw up a little mote of magic distracting this creature, making it easier for Big B to hit. Big B will get +1 to an attack roll of your choice on your turn.
Okay.
That is how aid works. DC 20 of the thing you're doing to help.
Mm-hmm.
Any number of people can do it. The other thing you could have done with that turn, Chris, is you could have instructed your familiar to act, and it could have taken 2 help actions. It will be worse at those rolls, though.
Yeah, alright.
So, quality over quantity. Big B, that's you. What would you like
The
to do?
cat's not meant to jump into a pile of ghouls and...
Yeah, no, the familiars, like, unless you, like, particularly plan for them to be, aren't really a combat thing. They're more of a
Helping out,
role-play,
yeah.
sort of thing.
You can build them to cast spells for you.
It's more familiar with a panther or something
Or,
like
or,
that.
I think they can concentrate on a spell for you with a certain feat.
Concentration doesn't exist.
Yeah, sorry, you can sustain a spell.
So yeah, so
You got
I'll
a
take
good
a swing.
fangs in your neck, terribly painful.
Are you going to give me any
Yeah,
clues
Ryan.
for that? Or
No,
remember
mechanically
He-Man?
it's not doing anything fancy.
So you said that
Swing
saber-tooth
Warhammer
tiger thing.
and toss it
Battle cat.
Yep, you can add
One
one.
of them.
I just liked it better before he
Hero
became.
point?
Little quiet, so I just can't quite hear Jesse.
I'm just using my hero point.
Yep.
Because that was a 2 on the dice.
Fair enough.
And it upgraded to 4.
So that's a
That's
4.
12 to hit.
That's 12. You good with the +1 there?
Yeah.
Is that on the enfeebled thing?
This is not on the enfeebled one, however... Nick, you're not familiar with this. No. Yeah, I'm afraid that's the best you're going to get from that. 12 is not a hit, I'm afraid. That's just like the dice track.
Cool.
That's one action, you've got 2
Then
more.
I will.
If I might make a suggestion to you, if you want some advice,
Sure.
you're trained in intimidation, you're trained really well in athletics. So what you might find useful is knocking this thing to the ground.
Yeah.
That'll make it easier to hit, or shoving it away from you if you want to
Oh, yeah.
or anything like that.
Let's do that.
When you're fighting things that have weapons, disarm will be a great action for you to take to just try to knock something sword out of its hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to do a trip, give us an athletics check. In fact, I'll let you use this against your first attack, because if you succeed, you would have been able to hit it if it was 5
Oh,
foot.
okay. Yeah.
So we'll say first action's try to knock it prone. Athletics
That'll
check.
be where's my athletics? So that'll be an 11 on athletics.
An 11. I'm afraid that's not a success. So you can try to do it, but it holds its ground. You've got 1 action left. You can go in for another attack. You can try to knock it down again. No reason you couldn't do that. You can try to shove it. You can.
Go in for another attack. So we got +2 on this one, right?
Yeah, only got +2. Other skills you've got
Right.
so intimidation.
Really?
You've got intimidation to a degree, so you could try to intimidate it. So like.
I already made my attack roll.
What was your attack roll?
7.
7. I'm afraid a 7 will
I'm
not
just
hit.
swinging.
You are swinging this thing. It is just flying. You can't pull it off. You can't hit it. It's just
So angry.
Drizella, that is you.
60
foot to the enfeebled one.
Yep.
70 to the not enfeebled.
Stop that.
Can I
Yes.
get
After that, I think
within 30 feet of Big B in 1 movement? It's tight, isn't it?
No. It's going to take 2 movements to get within 30 feet of Big B.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
No, I'll allow it. Yeah, it's 2 feet off.
Alright.
2 feet.
In that case, I'll move in on 1.
Mhm.
Cast heal with 2 actions.
So action heal, so that's...
So that's at 30 feet,
that's 30 for
which
animation.
adds 8 to the and D8.
That is everybody. Is it 30 feet of that?
So
Even the baddies.
spell range 30 feet. If you're healing a living creature, so I would target Big B. Increase the hit points restored by 8, so it's a D8 plus 8.
Oh, sorry. 2 actions is still just 1 time. Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody.
as opposed to 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
D8
So
plus
that's
Healing Pathfinder way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually is feasible.
12.
Healing way better.
Was it
Like,
14?
don't drop the one we've collected.
Nick, what's your hit points?
I am on 11.
Imagine it feels better, but kind of worse at the same time.
You can feel all your wounds knitting together like somebody's stitching them.
without any
with no anesthetic. So you can feel all those wounds being stitched together. You can feel almost the needle like somebody's embroidering your skin back together.
Goodness,
Charming.
absolutely horrendous. Merida, that is
If you want
you
healing,
up. We've got
that's me
2
done.
ghouls left. One of them is been
I've only got
magically
offensive
weakened
stuff,
by
nobody else get hurt.
Alright,
Mordred.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, can I get a little quiet for Rose? You've got 2 ghouls left. One of them has been magically weakened. The other one has not been, but has got a little bit of damage. You've got 3 actions. What would you like to do?
I would like to move towards the goal that has the little dot on it.
Yep, that's the weakness one. Go in, get in
Yeah.
melee range with that.
Then I'd like to dock it, as in pray.
Yep.
Right? I do
Yep.
that.
Absolutely. You
And
still
then
use your ray, that'll
I'll-
give you more damage and all sorts.
And then I'll take a hit at it with my sword.
Absolutely. Go for the attack. Very great classic turn.
You guys are loving hating me tonight. They keep running away.
You also... Never mind.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will absolutely hit. Give us some damage.
Sorry. Wrong dice. 11, 12 damage.
12 damage. This thing goes from full health to blast bloody. As you get in a real good solid hit against it. So it turns around hissing in your face. Just this horrible emaciated creature. Not a happy camper. Nick,
That's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
and that is your turn. Nick, what are you up to?
Okay, so I will.
You are in melee range of the feebled one and
How far away is that one? The second one, just so I know.
10 foot, 5 foot,
Perfect.
10 foot.
So, in Nick's suddenly completely focused state, he'll take a swing at the one that Merida's engaged.
Yep.
And upon the point of impact, you'll see a burst of fire
Mhm.
using Produce Flame as part of my spell strike.
Can you do it with cantrips?
Yes. Use it with any spell. Any spell with an attack roll.
Spell or cantrip? Because they're
You can do it.
very different.
I will double check that for you, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure you can.
I don't think you can do it with cantrips because the whole thing is that it's limited to your spells.
It just says cast a spell that takes 1 or 2 actions to cast. It doesn't say that you can't use cantrips.
Is that cast a spell capitalized or not capitalized?
Cast a spell. as in-
Capitalized.
Is it capitalized?
Yes.
Capital C, capital
Okay,
S.
capital C cast a spell is a specific thing. They actually
I think
use
it-
capital convention in this, which is lovely. It makes my job a lot
I
easier.
don't see why you couldn't use a cantrip with it.
Because spells and cantrips are very, very different in Pathfinder, very importantly. Because they're different. Give me a second to check the rules on casting a spell.
And that's really limits what a magus can do.
Yeah, I think you might be limited to that to your spells. I check my arrow. Cast spell. Cast spell. Special activities is the one. And then it's
No, you can use spells, cantrips with spells, right? Cantrips will do a lot of work with spell stuff, so cantrips are much more essential part of your spell casting.
Yes, cast a spell includes cantrips. Yep,
Yes,
you're
it
all
does. Which is why cantrips are really good as a magus.
Sweet. So that was attack roll. Did you say?
Attack roll. A point of impact. I'm using Produce Flame to add a little bit more damage.
Wonderful.
That's a 17 hit.
17 will hit this one.
Cool.
You can actually, in fact, if you want to take an action to move, you can put yourself right between these and flank, but you'll be flanked.
I've got a plan for that. So that's 7 slashing
7 slashing.
and 7 fire.
That's insane.
It's my Produce Flame's 1d4 plus 3, and my slashing's 1d8 plus 4. So cantrips and spell strike are going to be my bread and butter.
And then with the fire damage, that is enough to finish that
Okay.
off.
FYI,
And then I will.
Kingmaker is the video game.
Your first and second action.
Yes, it is. And as my final action,
Sorry.
what will happen is you'll see.
Put in like 2.
Let me just see if I can get the thing up.
Usually brings up better.
Where is it? There it is. So what you'll see is the darkness behind Nick expand to the same size as Nick, and he'll fall backwards and disappear into the shadow.
That's
And another shadow will expand behind the other ghoul, and it'll pop up behind it. I'm using my focus spell, Dimensional Assault.
What's the range on it?
Half my movement speed.
So 10?
12-ish feet, 12.5.
Cool.
So I can just pop up behind it.
Wonderful.
And I get to do a melee attack roll as part of that. It'll obviously with the penalties and stuff.
Melee strike against one creature,
That's a 12 to hit.
12 will not do it. As you
So
see,
it'll just take a swipe.
getting used to
miss.
your new abilities, you are a little disoriented as you come out of that jump. Mordred, that's on to you. One ghoul left. Just standing up there. If you move here, you will flank it. Which
Yep.
is easier to hit, or if you move here as well.
Yeah, I'll move forward to flank it.
Move forward to flank it, that's one
Stride.
action movement speed.
And then I'll attack.
Stride, attack.
Just with my longsword. I mean my basket sword.
Mhm.
That's going to be a 21.
21 does hit as you go in, knowing that you're rolling disadvantage. As you hear, just quietly in the distance, such a disappointment.
Ooh, 19.
Yeah, still hits.
No, I'm not. And then I
And
stab
you-
it in.
Right in the thing. Give us some damage.
Oh, that's really cool. If I crit hit with produce fire, my spell strike
Oh,
is
nice.
just fire damage.
12 damage.
12 fire. 12, sorry. Whatever it is,
Slashing damage.
Slashing
So
damage.
using fire spells.
Not quite finishing this thing off, but it is on its last
Can I
legs.
use my final action to just try and strike it again?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, still flanked and all that.
No, that's probably not going to.
Pretty low AC at the moment.
14.
14 will do it because it's flanked.
Second attack slash, right?
And that's going to be a 9 damage.
You bring the sword in and finish this last ghoul as it falls to the ground and the battlefield goes quiet.
So, as the last ghoul drops,
just a second. You see as the last ghoul drops from behind a little stack of wood type thing, green glowing orb that was near the deer-skulled witch floating around has been. I feel like the word's watching you through this fight as it starts to fly out into the air. Yourself.
as soon as the fight ends, you'll see Nick go from obviously this super focused stance he was in, and his eyes will just glaze over, and he'll drop to his knees, and he'll. What happened?
I'll walk over and, with my lay on hands, just touch you. Are you okay?
I remember the fire coming out of my sword, and I don't remember anything after that. What happened?
Are you using lay on hands?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful, Nick. You gain 6 hit points.
Nice. That puts me back to full.
And it's kind of like that same thread stitches you up. Doesn't feel like stitching though, unlike Drusella's.
You see this
what happened? What'd I do?
glowing
How am I over here?
start to drift higher into the air as it starts to.
Why do you not
Feels pretty
remember
well,
stuff?
friend.
Fear.
It's gone.
He kind of did like blanked it out because of the fear.
Oh.
Like, what happened? How did I get over here?
Ghouls lie mostly dead, some destroyed at your feet. Bigby, you have one slung over your shoulder. How are you looking after all that?
Well, after getting healed from I'm
That's-
still real that up, and I'm still quite in my bed. So I'll calm the rage down, I think, and I'll pick up my top hat. It's fallen off and put it back
Can we go now?
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Well, before we go, should don't the undead not properly die?
Very well noticed, Merida. If you'd like to give me a religion check or you can do religion, you can do occultism, or I'll let you do survival, but it'll be harder. Sorry, or I'll let you do survival, but it will be harder with survival.
I will do occultism.
Go for it. Give us the roll.
14.
14 will be enough for this. You know that if you don't burn these ghouls' bodies, they will just come back in a couple of days.
Awesome.
We just chop their heads off.
Merida would start dragging one of the bodies towards the fire and encourage the party to do the same, bar the one that we have to take back to the city.
Yep.
Oops.
You do it all again.
All that.
You take the ghouls, chuck them on the pyre, they will burn away. They are a solved problem. That will take care of them, absolutely assuredly.
Like, Mordred will probably say a few words before we burn the bodies of these slaughtered soldiers.
As we're walking back to town, would Sibylla know that this is, like, would she perceive that this is not a normal sort of thing that would happen in the forest?
It's a great question. An absolutely fantastic question. I will let you give me either a lore check or an occultism check to find out.
Law 1 terrain?
Lore,
Hag.
yeah.
Can I make a Hagrid check?
Do you have hag lore?
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely, you can make a hag lore check. You might actually not have hag lore in that case.
I don't.
Oh, really?
I don't have hag.
Oh, cool. Go with occultism then.
Oh yes.
Okay, I won't roll if I don't have
No,
Hagrid.
no, you have hag lore. Sibylla doesn't have hag.
18.
18. That will tell you some things.
That's a natural one.
This is not the normal sort of thing you'd see. With an 18, you don't recognize like who that deer skull masked figure could be, but flying through the air, that sort of weird light, taking body parts, it definitely feels occult to you. But it's definitely odd. It's not the usual sort of thing you'd see happening here. And this weird night thing that was going on as well, as you start to walk back, you see it starts to get lighter again, more like daylight. And by the time you're back in your town, it's fully bright again. Something real strange was happening here. You think that these ghouls were a part of something much larger going on.
And I'll relay that back to the team. I've lived in this forest my whole life, and I know it's an odd place, but this is not normal.
I'll add it to the list of cases to investigate.
Before we wrap up, anyone who wants to can give me just about any skill check they like to see if they know anything about what's happening. So you might want to use one of your lore skills, you might want to use nature, survival, occultism, religion, society to check if you've heard of anything like this before. You could even do like medicine or...
Finally rolled something well. Change dice.
That's the trick.
Nat 20 first go.
Nat 20 on what skill?
Occultism.
Occultism for a total of
26.
26. Cool.
Just
Hold
for
that one.
funsies.
What was your question?
Could I do this through like stuff I'd heard through the grapevine and like criminal circles?
Sure.
For
using
law
what
underworld.
Law underworld, yeah, sure, that's fine. 26 critical on what check, sorry? Occultism? You've investigated a lot of magic stuff. It kind of comes with the job.
Went for a swim.
Take a case. Might be mundane, might be criminal, might be some weird shit.
It's down there somewhere.
People who can fly around with spooky lights and are stealing hearts, cult activity. Definitely a cult. Not just a cult in the sense of like your witch friend. Jesse's you
Yep,
think
there you
this
go.
is some
Right at your foot, Jesse.
spooky, powerful shit.
Thank you.
Is that a technical term? With a critical 26 instance. Actually. You know that coming up very soon, in 2 or 3 days, is the winter equinox, and the winter solstice, and with that, a full moon happened to be lining up. Very rare. Those two things are both particularly powerful magical events, and during that sort of time, you can do a lot of magical stuff you can't normally. You know that cults and that drive up their activity. Occult spellcasters become a lot more powerful, as do religion spellcasters. Your guest, 26, critical, whoever that was a powerful occult spellcaster, not a hag though, or a witch, which is kind of odd because they are very far above the main occult spellcasters, preparing for some sort of ritual. Likely they needed a bunch of bodies, and ghouls in an army are a quick way to get a bunch of bodies. Any other questions or anything you want to get with that ridiculous roll of critical spell?
Why did you tell us about the ritual?
That would be a good roll at like level 15.
That's true.
Have a think if you like. Anyone else on checks, skills? That
Mine
sort
was
of thing?
terrible.
I rolled a dirty 20 for society.
Dirty 20 for society. So you would remember back to your mentor, Bella of the Lone Pine, I think it was. Bessa, thank
Yeah,
you.
something like that.
Bessa of the Lone Pine. She also told you about this upcoming. She talked about it like a king tide that happens sometimes when things just line up the right way. She encouraged you to make contact with a patron to get your witch abilities around that sort of time.
Okay.
With the 20, you again, you think that this is nighttime happening during the day, if that makes sense. That sort of local darkness is definitely something you would have heard of as being a very old sort of magic. 20, dirty 20, probably not enough to know the name for it with a dirty 20, but you definitely know that you're looking for very old primordial sort of spells here.
Okay.
Anyone else do any checks though?
I was going to ask you earlier, could I have used fortune telling lore on this? Is there any sort of
Absolutely,
portent?
that will tell you something for sure.
Okay. So that would be a 21.
21. Particularly, you know, again, so this upcoming thing, this now I've got a term for it somewhere in my notes, but this upcoming event,
The king tide? Last week?
metaphorical sort of thing, yeah. But this particular parallax, that's what it's called. This parallax of magic. One of the things, particularly because it's a full moon, prophecy will be at its most powerful in the last probably lifetime that it has been. There will be prophets all over the world trying to have visions on that night. And they will be much more accurate, much more clear, and much more precise than they would be otherwise. That is like, it's a very big deal. Having fortune telling lore, you would have been tracking this for a long time.
Yeah.
Would I know what else might be used in a kind of ritual that requires bodies?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great one. It's probably a little tricky to tell without knowing what it's for.
Yeah.
You might want to take a note of this somewhere, but I'll owe you an answer. Basically, if you know what this is for, you can know the other ingredients.
Okay, yeah.
Do you, Mordred, share the bit about prophecies in particular?
Yeah.
With that other bit of information, knowing it's prophecy and that that's particularly what's happening with the moon and here and hearts and something occult but not hags, you probably know that they're going to need a very large open space in the moonlight. Like quite large, like clearing size large. They couldn't do this in the forest.
Yeah. I'll relay everything.
And those sorts of clearings are not easy to come by. Anyone else?
21 medicine.
21 medicine. You examine quite quickly one of these, I'm going to call them desecrated soldiers, that the ghouls partly ate. But you look at one that the ghouls didn't really get to. Whatever removed these organs it needed was with quite a decent bit of precision. But you can also tell from a 21 was using tools. These weren't like clawed out or magically taken. Something had like a surgeon's kit and cut out the bits it needed, with a no small degree of skill. For the 21 medicine.
Okay.
Anyone else in checks what they want to do before you leave, as you're leaving, sort of things. Awesome. Anyone got anything they want to say or do in character quickly on the way back?
Nickel literally looking at all of them, literally asking, what did he do? He doesn't remember.
You seem to have some kind of magic.
Magic! Oh, my father's going to kill me. How can I have magic? I should be able to do magic. I'm a pirate. How can I do magic? Terrified of magic.
Sometimes magic comes to you, I suppose. There is
And
strange stuff
you'll
going
see
on in
Nick
the world.
really rubbing the corners of his forehead like this. Just confused.
I'll
Druzella's
probably-
gone back to humming her really unpleasant, haunting him. So, don't get in the cone.
Could I have, before we left the grove, taken... Is there like a Camelot symbol or something that's on there?
Yeah, for sure. You tear a bit of their shoulder armor off, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Grab a copy of the sigil. Yeah,
Nice.
It's dirty and bloodstained, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. With that, we'll probably wrap up this session. I know that was quite slow and tedious with the combat. Thank you all for your patience.
That's good.
It should be easier next time.
That's good.
I hope.
No, it was good because we were all trying to figure out what we're doing still.
Yeah, Magus is